talks, but here we go. Game number 1. It's on Arena, and we're going to see Hera matching up against Yo in this best-of-9 finals at NAC 5. Hera with the Turks, Yo with the Portuguese.
Yeah, and we're playing Arena, which is not a map that you would really associate with these two all that much. Yes, they play it. Yes, they're good on it. But still, Arena to start off the series is interesting. And two very popular gunpowder civilizations here. And we've seen a lot of all-ins. We saw Hera going all-in with Monks and having a crazy game against Tato. We saw Viper going all-in with Monks at one point against Hera.
Yo went Turks and went fairly all-in.
Gunpowder all-in, exactly. So my immediate thought here is if it is unique unit versus unique unit, the Organ Gun versus the Janissary, which one is preferable here?
That is very, very
you can say it depends.
It does depend because I think in low numbers, I think Hera will be able to effectively micro the Janissaries, but as soon as you get into those large masses, especially with the dip in range that the Janissary got a little while ago, the Organs might be able to get that splash damage, right, of the bullets spraying everywhere to really eat through the low HP from the Janissaries. Anyway, the other bonuses for the Portuguese are also important, right? We have the food bonus, or rather the wood bonus from the berries. I was pressing the button and it wouldn't come up. That's why I'm distracted here. I was pressing it. I'm like, oh, it's not working. It is now. We also have Fetorias, which could be huge in Imperial Age. If you play that like all-in style and then manage to still have some safety in your base and you get to Imperial Age, you could add those in.
Yeah, and like both civilizations have really nice fast Imperial Age bonuses then. You have the Feitoria for the Portuguese with the building. Turks getting chemistry instantly means they can unlock Bombard Cannon right away. And Turks do have, I mean, maybe the Bohemians have something to say about this statement, but I think Turks have the best Bombard Cannons because Hoof is technically an upgrade on the Bombard Cannon, but the 14 range can be absolutely ridiculous. But of course, you need a lot of eco for that. So player bases are pretty close together here compared to some Arena generations. We've seen much closer, but a castle towards the front for both of them means they're pretty close to knocking on the opponent's door.
I think fairly solid Relic generation. They're a little bit closer to Yo at this point, that middle one. But overall, pretty even across the board. And Hera and Yo are both going to be fighting over those relics in the center. Now, Turks, really beneficial bonus for them is getting that light cav upgrade for free. It makes the relic contest so much easier. And with Portuguese, you're almost tempted against Turks to not even go into the light cav and just go monk and then maybe some spearmen or maybe those organs you were talking about.
Yeah, we'll still see. I mean, it would be a very typical thing for Hera here. It feels so comfortable to start off a big series, go for the eco approach, add the light cav. But like you said, then if you're up against the organ guns, you need to mix in some other things. I personally wouldn't mind light cav, and then if you see organ guns, adding siege. I think it's pretty well established right now that the organ guns, while they are strong against normal units, they are not against siege. And so that could definitely be the direction Hera leans here. Yo has clicked up. Now, normally, with a lot of builds, as the players are going to encounter each other in the middle, you're going to see the players go with 1 or 2 on stone for a castle build. But I have a memory of Yo sending like 8 to stone after he clicked up to Castle Age at one point for a castle build. So it's still possible for Yo to go for the castle we're talking about. He just hasn't really shown us that yet.
The thing with Portuguese, especially on 9 vills, is you can just get that extra little wood from the berries. It'll carry your build order through. You toss the villagers on gold at first, like you said, and then you go out to the stone and just heavy commit.
Yeah.
And then if you need to, you're probably going to have that market, so you can just buy 100 stone if you're a little bit short.
You know, I'm not that accustomed to Turk scout builds on 9 villager start here arena, but just gauging it by looking at Hera's build.
It looks like it's going to be a little bit tight,
it was I thought it went up a little too fast here. I think normally you want to have 2 more farms, and usually you want to have like 2 more villagers for it to be super smooth, but you're under some pressure to really get up quickly if you know what Yo's going to be doing.
I wonder if it's just like a sell the stone angle even. I just wonder where the food's coming from, right? He still needs 200. Let's take a look at his base. I think he is going to be okay to click up, but he still doesn't have a second villager queued. So all these little things, right? If you go up 1 villager too early, suddenly your build is kind of skewed. Your timing is all off. Hera, I'm sure he's got this one. We're doubting it, but I'm sure Hera's got it figured out. He's labbed it out multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, I normally agree with you. I think he's just going to have to add some farms before Horse Collar. He's going to maybe have to drop off of the berries. It should be really, really close. And Yo is doing exactly what we said, Dave. So to start off this grand final, Yo is sending everything to stone. Now, where's this castle go? Does it go forward?
Ooh.
Do we start off the best of 9 with a forward castle?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think against Turks, you can't. Unless you believe in god tier quick walls, you've got Spearman to support you. You have to get Loom at that point, which Yo hasn't gotten yet. Or you're just completely YOLOing everything. I think the castle needs to be defensive, and then you can start thinking about that secondary castle later.
Yeah, I agree. I think too many risks associated with that, and at the end of the day, while he wants to be aggressive, you just cannot take that risk. We'll see what the eco looks like for Yo. You only need wood and gold for this unit. So that's the other conversation we didn't really continue with Hera's unique unit is the Janissary, while it's very strong, costs food and gold, which is kind of harder, especially if you want to get up to the Imperial Age at a decent time.
Dude, Hera's struggling to even add scouts here on the way to Castle Age.
Yep.
Like the food eco, he was so tight. It was so tight. He's even getting Horse Collar, which means the scouts won't be out in time. And is Yo moving forward for this? I don't think so.
I think
maybe
he is.
Yes.
I think he is, dude.
Okay.
I think he is because he saw.
Okay.
The other thing too is the fact that Hera's Castle Age time is delayed here, as we see Yo's point of view.
He's
that
trying to
means
distract the
Lycav-
scout too.
Like the Lycav upgrade is delayed.
Yep.
Right, because of the build being a bit off here. So here comes Yo, and this is the energy we wanted, people. Hera is the favorite. Yes, last time they played each other, it was not good at an NAC, but here we go. Now this is where Yo needs to get some buildings down, and he drops some houses and some beautiful quick walls from Yo,
dude.
and this castle will go up.
That's crazy, man. I mean, he went forward very aggressively. He's banking on the fact that Hera was going to want to catch that scout. You saw them dancing around the stone. And Yo was deliberately holding him there, knowing that Hera really wants to damage the scout. And that's Hera just taking advantage of his superior APM and the micro nerdiness that we talked about earlier, right? Yo takes advantage of that and draws the scout away and is able to come forward with all of these villagers.
Yeah, so now Hera's got to know that siege is needed. We talked about this already in Dark Age. Like right now, present-day Organ Guns, they will kill the Lycav very quickly. They will kill villagers. They'll kill everything, even buildings pretty quickly. But siege, on the other hand, is a different story. The scout gets saved there from Yo. He deletes some of the houses. Now we get to see, what does he commit with this? Does he go for his own siege? Does he go for monks? It looks like it's going to be monks for now. And Hera trying to kill villagers underneath the castle. But, I mean, Yo, he could easily just hop into that castle. And I think Hera might be feeling a little bit of pressure right now.
Yeah, and Hera even loses a Lycav. Like, the confidence from Hera to try and snipe villagers under a castle like that with the Lycav as he's dodging the arrows back and forth is insane.
Yeah.
And that just shows how much confidence he has in himself to get away with that, to dodge those arrows perfectly on time. But he kind of gets punished with the more efficient gameplay from Mr. Yo, which is, I have a castle here. Sure, you can take that fight. Eventually, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah, so Yo's still on stone. And I can tell Vodka's pumped up here observing this series right now. Vodka knows the second castle's coming. And Hera's stones are both there on the same spot of the screen. If we can go back to that, the main stone is right beyond those walls. The secondary is outside. Hera will not be able to mine stone. So, Yo now, he has to expect that Hera will know that siege is a great counter.
Yep.
So he might be thinking about a big investment in redemption to convert the siege.
But Hera
That's
added
tricky.
the second TC. Like, he's so delayed to getting that Mangonel because he's trying to expand his eco, right? He didn't expect this type of forward aggression from Mr. Yo. A lot of opponents recently have been respecting Hera, and we talked about it maybe a little bit too much, and they haven't been going so aggressive because he punishes it more than other people do, and sometimes he catches you out with those Lycav, manages to kill those villagers.
Now,
Yo distracted him, got the position, he's pushing in.
Yo does not know about the siege. He does not know the siege could come. He may be bringing the villagers forward here shortly. Also lost his scout, so it's going to be hard for him to know. As we say that, he moves over. He'll see the siege workshop, and this is not going to be pretty for these organs. Yo, now at least he's aware. Still has got to think. Like, this whole build-up is 1 TC against 2. Hera's got a great economy flowing right now.
Yeah.
Yo needs more damage, so I think that castle's going to be coming here.
Sanctity on the way for Yo. He doesn't have enough gold for redemption, even though he did see that Mangonel firing away at him. Hera's going to come in here and try and snipe this monk. The organs are good, and they kill the Lycav, but the monk goes down still. I think Yo is going to take that. Now Hera has no units to annoy him with. It's like a little fly buzzing around, right? It constantly comes back and hits you. Hera doesn't have any of those. He's just got these mangonels and the economy to focus on. He really doesn't have the resources to think about a castle of his own, or maybe even click up to Imperial Age to get bomber cannons and push that area back.
So Yo is getting redemption with one monk on the field, and that monk is actually going to get relics right now. So this, to me, it feels like Hera's eco still climbing. He's got a nice 10 villager lead. He hasn't taken much pressure. Yes, his opponent's on the front, but look at the farming eco. The economic approach from Hera is perfect, and the Mangonel addition has also neutralized this. But it's really, when there's a couple more monks moving forward with the organ guns, when Hera might not have an answer anymore, and Hera does not have any more light cap for those monks.
Yeah, and that's huge, right? Because now the monks can push into the base. Oh my goodness, Yo just pulled back in time. The Mangonels do so well against organ guns now. So if Hera gets some good shots, he could be in a really good position. But Mr. Yo is going to be pushing in for a second castle. He has redemption on the monks, so he has a solution to the Mangonels. Hera needs to micro these Mangonels perfectly. Yo's going to try and place that castle foundation. He needs to be careful. You can't start hitting that with the Mangonels still in range from Hera.
Yeah, and that's going to go up. That is going to go up, this castle. There's no way the Hera can deny this unless the light cap comes out, or if Yo somehow loses these monks in some other fashion. The light cap is going to come out of the stable. Actually, no, Hera canceled it. It feels like Hera is giving up this land. He knows he can't stop this, and he wants fast Imperial Age, Dave.
Remember the summary for the player. Hera, unbreakable defense. A lot of players just straight up die in this situation. We'll see if he can hold on. He tries to get the monk there. You hear Tristan screaming in the background. He's trying to get it. He's trying to get it. Yo has Sanctity, so it's a two-shot, but that's the second one right there as Yo desperately tries to get the castle. He's managed to convert a Mangonel. He's trying to fire away. Gets both, Tristan.
He got all three, right? Because he converted that one, killed two more, and now he is still sitting on Hera's stone. But Hera's going to click up. Obviously, you cannot use that TC. You have to go for the next one. And now Hera's hope, the thing that can bring him out of this hole that he's in, is if he waits 3 minutes and gets bombard cannons.
Yep. But he's going to have to save a lot, right? The organ guns are pushing in. What an aggressive play from Mr. Yo. A cheeky little house there from Hera. Yo says that's nice. And then he snipes the villager anyway. 4 villagers going down over there. The key to this, I think, is that Yo is not completely all in on this. He's kept his town center running. He still has resources coming in. It's a decent farm setup there for him, and he's pushing the villagers now away for Hera. Hera still didn't have loom.
Yeah,
that's why those builds died so quick.
It's pretty wild to me that Hera didn't have that till now. Yo needs to have monks at all times here with his organ guns.
Nice shot.
Because that can happen. And Yo, still moving around. Hera's going to escape. How many times have we seen, Dave, the need to expand and escape when you're pushed like this? I love that move.
And if I know Yo, it's going to take him probably another couple minutes, but he will eventually set up outposts or something on that side. He will be tracking, and it looks like he's actually sending a unit right now to the north of Hera's base to go loop around and make sure that Hera can't sneak outside as the monk tries to get the Mangonel. It's walking right between the two TCs. Hera trying to block it maybe with a villager as Yo now switches.
Don't convert the Vil.
I think he wants it to repair the organ guns.
Yeah, maybe. That makes sense. That makes sense, actually.
He's getting a repair villager. He's going to heal him back up to full health, and Yo is now on the way to Imperial Age.
All right, so Hera is going to have a few random light cav rounds. He did have to make a new stable for that. He is going to be in the Imperial Age in 30 seconds. This is quite the game to start off our final. Hera will not want to lose Mangonels here.
Oh, this is so tough for Hera.
I mean, he could easily lose these. Like, he's very fortunate not to.
Market gets converted too, so that could be a huge deal. That could be a huge deal.
Hera should be losing Mangonel here. The monks are just not converting. He's got so many Wololos here, and now Hera's Hustler going to move in.
Can he get one more scream? He doesn't get it.
Crazy to me. Hera was just able to get out of there, and the RNG god's not with Yo there.
Yep, doesn't get it. Also, I think we have to mention the extra, even without the armor upgrades for those Hussar, they get extra armor as Turk Hussar. And that does affect them in their fights against the organ guns.
Oh, man.
Yo doesn't
give it. He doesn't
care.
He does not care at all. Yo's going to dive in here. Now, that should be a conversion as well, but it's not. Maybe it wasn't. Hera did get enough hits there pretty quickly. But Yo, even seeing his opponents in him, happy to build another castle here. He's only has 1 monk and 5 organ guns. This could easily be denied.
Yo is in the middle of everything. He's in the middle of absolutely everything in Hera's eco. There's a town center on either side. He's still trying to convert the Mangonels. Hera trying not to waste these Hussar. He desperately needs these units. One town center goes down in the north. This second or third castle will range the second town center in the south. Can Hera get the units out in time before Yo is in Imperial Age and has the units to start really pushing his buildings?
Yo has played so good here. Hera has played so good. Hera's eco is so good. He ends up, losing most of his base here. He could lose his Bomber Cannons. Don't tell me he loses those Bomber Cannons to those monks. These are Castle Age monks. The Bomber Cannons should outrange.
Hera gets an attack round. He needs another one. The Mangonels are coming in. One more scream.
Wow.
He doesn't get the conversions again. Hera just on time with those Mangonel reinforcements. Incredible play from him. Yo continues to be a little bit unlucky, though, with the
I was going to say,
conversions.
on a different day, like the Mangonels and the Bomber Cannons all converted with the way monks work. And now Hera has been able to breathe a little bit. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it feels like he's gasping for air. But at the end of the day, the Bomber Cannons have a really nice time window to be able to take out some of these castles. Having said that, the monks will have the same range now as those Bomber Cannons with 12 range, and that means Hera needs more Hussars.
Yeah, block printing coming in huge here as Hera is now found out on the outside of his base. He's going for 2 additional stables, but Yo, looping more units around that way, and we look at the food count for Hera as the stables try and go up. 3. He's got 3, and I don't even know if he replaced his market that was converted. So if he's thinking about buying food, okay, there we go. He does have another market.
I want to know if Yo's going to add Fatorias here at some point. It's such an important part on the back of these plays is to add that building. It adds eco for you. It does take up some population space. I didn't see a foundation yet.
When's the last time Yo got a conversion? That villager?
He got a Hussar, funnily enough. He got a freaking Hussar. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, it feels like it. With a little bit of good fortune for Yo, this game would have already been over.
Oh my goodness. Hera still has those Mangonels alive. In terms of his units, those Mangonels have definitely been MVPs here. They've been protecting absolutely everything, delaying Mr. Yo. He's going for another monastery. Remember, Portuguese monks are cheaper. He still has a decent economy behind with 50 villagers of his own as he's trying to get more conversions, targeting the Hussar now. Another monk goes down. Mangonel is targeted. Bomber cannons are still here. Organs still dealing with those Hussar quite nicely, but Yo cannot seem to find himself any conversions on the siege.
Just remember, though, he's got 3 castles in Hera's base. Well, I guess 2, and then the others are right beyond this. And if he gets the conversions one time, could make a difference. But Hera's units, it's like he's Teutons here. They will not get converted. Finally, one gets converted. Maybe it all happens now. The 2 Mangonels that have been such a problem for Hera can turn around and kill everything here, Dave. This is amazing for Yo.
That's incredible. And now Hera has to try and micro down Organs and converted Bombard Cannon. He loses another one. The Organs can target that. Hussars are coming in, but like you said, 2 castles here, so the Hussar can only go so far as Hera tries to snipe the monks. Hera is running out of options. There is a line of castles from Mr. Yo into his economy, and now he's lost those super valuable Bombard Cannons. He's going to have to try and mass those up again, but Yo is pushing forward.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Hera's got good food eco here. Yo does not, but feels like maybe if Yo could just stream something other than Organs and, like if he can get to a point, Dave, where he can go Cavalier and just stream units into some of these farms, it's over. But right now, he's stuck on Organ Gun, he's stuck on Monk, but I mean, amazing job from both here. We were really worried, Dave, coming into this. We're like, will Yo lack confidence? What Yo are we
That Monk's still alive. That Monk's still...
and
of
he's
course,
just
Hera
coming in, dude. Like, Yo, win or lose, I think, in this final, is going to bring this type of game.
Yeah, and this is the energy we wanted to see from him. We want the most competitive final possible. Hera is the clear favorite heading in. And if Yo can clear this up in game number 1, it's going to be huge. But attack rounds have been massive from Hera. He's holding with limited units. Yo managed to snipe 1 Bombard Cannon, and Hera's like, all right, I need to deal with this immediately.
Yeah, that Bombard Cannon, Hera has to stay next to it, because otherwise the cannon will shoot his own cannons.
Yo loses the trebs, though.
Yo's going to lose his treb. He's lost a lot of monks here, Dave. He's even lost a lot of organ guns, and he's going to lose more here. Now, there's some concern for Yo that his eco's not great. If we can just get a click back to his base, I mean, he's all over the mining, of course. There we go. This is what we've been waiting for. That's going to help Yo out, and that's such an important part of this push with Portuguese.
Yeah, they will take up 20 population, but he's got plenty of population to spare. And there's devotion coming in from Hera. Imagine how long it's going to take Yo to convert now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it felt like he had devotion.
He didn't even have a monastery, bro.
It felt like he had it for a bit, but now will resist conversion a little bit more. Man, already, I know it's game 1 in the best of 9, already feels like both players need this game. They played so good.
Yep.
Especially for Yo to start off with a win here would be such a big confidence boost for him.
Kind of feels like Yo's next castle should go on those town centers on the outside.
Yeah,
I don't know if a castle in the center is really going to gain you that much. You still have the monks to counter the bomber cannons. I think you should probably be doing a better job hopping in and outside of that castle to try and convert the bomber cannons and push them back. But Yo is actually going for a more defensive castle on the neutral gold and stone over there as Hera finally has an opportunity since the first parts of Castle Age with the light cap to head out with an army and look for some value against Mr. Yo's units.
He's just held so nicely with just a few bomber cannons, and he's going to try and now find like monks. But Yo is going to lose ground, and Yo is already going to have population space problems because of adding Victorias. He loves to go crazy with it. Dave, this is pretty bad.
Where are the monks from Yo?
He's already pop-capped. He's going to lose that castle. He's going to lose the next. So he'll lose 2 castles on top of adding the Victorias. Hera's going to have a lot of time and space here.
Yeah, but Yo will have that constant trickle. You can see 0 on food, but don't worry. The Victorias are bringing it in right now. Hera still lacking space, but he's got a great farm count. He's got 29 on food right now. He's still got gold available to him. And that other castle from Mr. Yo, the 4th castle, is not an aggressive one. It is a long-term castle, so Hera doesn't have to immediately worry about the eco on the outside.
Yeah, Hera the other thing is he hasn't really invested into many upgrades for the Hussars, but he always has just enough. Right, the unit is pretty much out there just for monks. It doesn't matter how much armor they really have. It's just all about the numbers. And Hera's unit control has been insane here. 20 eco lead, and Yo runs right into a massive shot, and Yo is falling apart.
Jeez, the bombard cannon attack grounds for Hera this game have been absolutely insane. Yo is still trying to set up Victorias, but once he loses this castle, it's going to be so much freedom for Hera to do whatever he wants to do, as that castle in the north is just not aggressive enough to really push Hera off those resources.
Yo hops out of the castle there to try and get a sneaky conversion, but there's Hussars surrounding it. And I'll say it, Yo will have big population space issues. Hera has collected more resources in this game, despite being pressured, just because Yo has been so all in. And Yo's going to transition towards Halberdier. Turks have an excellent answer to Halberdier. They have the Cav Archers. They also have the gunpowder.
5 Victorias, though.
I mean, hey, if Hera doesn't push fast enough, it could be a problem. But I honestly think the second this castle goes out, there's a replay of those bombard cannon shots in the conversion. I think Hera just goes right in.
Yeah.
Like, Yo is nothing, dude. Like, his barracks are on the left. That would have helped before he lost his castles. Hera's going to be in his eco.
Yeah, Hera's going to be in the Victorias, killing them with bombard cannons.
That's true.
And then that's all of your economy gone as the Halberdiers are just being queued here. Yo doesn't have anything left behind this. Yo had such a good position in this game. He was being so aggressive, as we can see Hera now just like, now I see what's going on.
I find this so funny that he wanders in and sees 5 of them there. But yeah, this is Hera's point of view. He knows he's going to be pressured on the sides, but Yo is just falling apart at home right now.
Oh my goodness, that spot that Yo had. He's going to go for another aggressive castle, but all of his economy is invested in these Victoria. They're automatically generating resources. That's where all of his food, his wood, everything is coming from. If he loses these, he's done.
Yeah, and I don't think that the Victorias have really even paid for themselves
what an
yet.
attack round 2 by Hera. Oh my goodness.
Like, I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to do the math. Granted, I'm not the person to trust on that, but I don't think 5 Victorias have paid off yet, Dave. So it would have been better off maybe spending some of those resources on military. He's still trying on the left side, but he's lost 2 of his 3 Victorias, and a lot of the Halbs he wanted to run in with the attack.
And he
I've come over here to defend, and the GG is called, and that is an excellent win there for Hera. And again, reinforcing our thoughts of why he's the favorite today. That was beautiful defense. He made it look very easy.
He made it look, well, he didn't make it look easy to me. It looked pretty difficult, but like, imagine a couple of those conversions happen in a normal span of time. He was so unlucky with those. It was crazy, but like, that's why you got to try, right? Hera's in a terrible spot. And once again, with very low numbers of units, Hera manages to get it done. He's doing the attack rounds, unbreakable defense right there, circled. arrows pointing at it, highlighted.
Wait,
we
where is
just
it?
saw it.
Production,
right
I'm
there.
not seeing it. It's not bold enough for me?
It's not zoomed in. He's old.
I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, there's a
Enhanced.
reason they're showing that here. It's so fascinating there. Yo had 3 castles. He had more army for a while there, but it was just Hera using the range of the cannons.
Yep.
Because it was 9 range on the monks. It's 6 range on the organs or something along those lines. And I think what I think back to is how long it actually took Yo to add the Fatorius.
Yep.
But it's not so easy to get the space and time to do that when you feel like you need
I
pressure.
think he could have got it done without adding any Fatorias whatsoever. I think if that last castle is aggressive, it puts pressure on Hera's farms. If he doesn't make as many organs and just goes into monks and uses the castles as protection, just holds that area, Hera can't push that.
Yep.
Yo kept extending past the castles with his organ guns. The bomber cannons take care of them. The monks get taken care of by the hussar because there's no organ guns left.
Yep.
If Yo just keeps Hera penned in and then goes for another castle on the outside, Hera's in a really, really bad position.
Yeah,
and you don't need to waste resources on the Fatorius.
It's super, super close. So you hope for Yo, right, that he can bring that same level here, game 2, maybe tie it up 1-1. I think if he goes down 2-0, then you begin to worry, oh, no.
Yep.
He's come so close and still hasn't been able to get the job done because you feel that as a player. Hera warming up his hands there, but it will be Yo's choice on what we play next.
I think it was only 1 treb from Yo, too. He's in Imperial Age, and there was only 1 treb in the main base.
It just, it's so tough because it's like, what are you even freaking trebbing, dude?
Everything.
Hera lost 3
farms.
DCs.
He has no space. Just set it up. Start trebbing everything, bro. Hope for a lucky shot against the bomber. You can't get the conversions, but maybe you get a treb shot hitting on those.
We'll see. Best of 9 here. I really love that game, though. For Yo, he's going to need more of that, and he's going to need to be able to finish Hera off. But we'll get game 2 started here very shortly. And players getting prepared. Hera cracking his back there. Big, deep breath.
Cracking his back, cracking his fingers, cracking his neck.
Looks like he was
My
cracking
dude's
his
like
nose.
bubble wrapping there, bro.
He's what, 23? Just wait till you're 30.
Oh,
dude.
my goodness. It sounds like me when I wake up.
I recently, I was at the doctor's for something completely, small, and I just had the need to crack my back, and it was just a beautiful back crack. And the receptionist goes, "Sir, are you good?"
Well, Dash, were you there when Dash was telling us a story about how he cracked his back so hard once he fainted?
No, dude, that's terrifying. That's actually terrifying. Oh man,
He's like, it felt good for 20 seconds.
Oh my God, no, that's actually terrifying. I hope he's got that checked out.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah,
Jeez.
he got it figured out. That's so funny, dude.
All right, so what type of map is Yo gonna want here? Obviously, that was a closed map, and it was a close game. Do you maybe try and play a Copenhagen then? Go back to some stone walls, or do you feel as though you're going to be in this for a long time regardless, and you've got to go for something else?
I think you have to go either Copenhagen or Northern Crossings, I believe.
Okay. Why?
I think you got to go something where you're going to be in the game for at least 20 or 30 minutes here, just to get yourself re-warmed up after losing from a winning position. Shoals is a potential as well. African reed beds is just kind of you don't want to immediately dive into that after Hera is on the high of coming back from a position that he was in.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely don't think at this stage you want to be going to a open land map, right? Because I think Hera might really prefer that openness. Yo has looked amazing on Copenhagen, so I think Copenhagen makes sense.
Well, I mean, depends what Copenhagen game you're looking at.
I mean, that's true. Okay, true. We did forget about the King Snipe. Or not the King Snipe, the King Suicide, or whatever you call it.
The King whatever it was.
Yeah, he did run his King into a castle. But beyond that, Dave,
he's looked incredible.
He's looked incredible.
Yeah,
as long as the game goes longer than 4 minutes, he's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it was 4 minutes. I think
that's
it was
the
90
threshold.
seconds.
It was a minute and a half.
Yeah.
If he gets past a minute and a half, he's fine. Did you notice the Copenhagen game yesterday? First move, send the Sked out. Second move, garrison the king.
He didn't even mess around. It was so funny.
Right in the tower. Lock all the doors.
He's too scarred. It might take him a couple weeks before he's comfortable scouting with kings again.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was really funny here. Again, we'll get this launched shortly, folks. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It was a great game one. Awesome seeing your faces, or I guess in this case, well, usernames, but, that's the faces of the internet, sort of, kind of.
We saw some faces last night.
We saw some faces last night.
Familiar faces.
Do you have any particularly notable stories from last night from meeting viewers?
I met a guy when I was coming inside, and he says, "You might not remember me," and he's like, "I used to be a mod on your channel, and I hadn't seen him in 3 years," and I was like, "I thought you were dead." Because he was so active for so long, and then I met him, and I was just happy. I was like, "Oh, you're okay.
You're alive." Okay, that's nice. I had a guy, so I met him. I signed autographs, right? And he had like a copy of the original Age of Kings disc and whatnot. He was very energetic, not very shy. Let's just say that. Okay.
Yeah.
3 hours passed. Now I was drinking. We were all drinking, right? And I'm like kind of in the hallway near the restrooms, just talking to some people. This guy's about to go into the restroom. He hands me this thing. We talked for 5 minutes. I signed an autograph. He hands it to me and walks in and goes and takes a piss. And I'm like,
I like that energy.
I'm like,
hold this.
I'm like, I guess I'm holding this for him. I mean, he didn't want to take it in the restroom. So I'm like,
Listen,
what do I do there? Do I just drop it because he like forced it into my hand? What do I do?
Listen,
And I'm a jerk.
You had a lineup for signatures. It's good that someone knew how to take you down a peg. We just deflate you a little bit.
Well, the people, some of the other fans that were around, the one girl, she's like, now that's quite bold, isn't it? So I was like, yeah. But, he came back out, and I handed it back to him, and then he just left. So maybe he thought it was the doorman. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, man.
I think they're in. Are they? I think that no. They're still trying to figure it out.
I
so
think
always trying to decide.
that was just the good luck, have fun. That was just typed.
Ah, good luck.
Or good luck.
Fun.
Yep. I don't know if there was the GLHF. There was definitely a GL.
Some people just write HF. Like
but then
Nilly
you're not wishing people luck.
I know, but Nilly just writes HF, and if you ask him, he's like, "Why would I wish good luck on my opponent?"
See, I'm just making the joke, right? I don't really think about it that much if someone doesn't say GL.
Yeah.
But apparently Nilly has thought about it.
Nilly needs all the luck he can get, bro.
Oh, man. Yeah, we should be in shortly, folks, and see how it goes. Someone's asking how they donate to the prize pool. Should just be able to donate to the channel right below the stream. You'll see one of the panel options there. It goes directly to the prize pool. But we still are awaiting game number 2 in what should be a long series. Trying to think what else was notable last night. I mean, it's just so cool.
So many moments last night.
Yeah, it's so cool to talk to people, and people recounting, remembering memories of how they came into the community, and just there was this one guy who's like, I think 35, and he was like, man, I was so terrified to come here because I never thought I'd be the person that goes to a gaming event. I thought that was like super Omega nerds, right?
Yeah.
He's like, but I don't really play other games. I just found this community and I showed up and it's amazing. And I was like, dude, I hate to break it to you, but you are a super Omega nerd. If you're coming,
welcome to the club, and welcome to game 2, folks. We're finally in. Yo is playing as Saracens, Hera playing as the Lithuanians. So a little bit of a civilization mix-up for him. We know what the Saracens can do on shoals, and we'll see what Yo has in store for Hera here. Which civ do you prefer?
If it goes late, both civs are actually incredible for some slightly different reasons. Both civs can compete on water fairly nicely, but I think the Saracens are going to be preferred there. But yeah, the big thing about the Saracens in early game would be the market. The commodity trading fee being 5% is huge. Cheaper market kind of plays in nicely with that. Could potentially see galleys from Saracens because of the faster firing speed. And then Lithuanians getting the extra 100 food at the start. Thank you, Panic Shrimp, for blocking our important information here.
What, you forgot?
Hey, listen, we appreciate the donation, but
thanks, Panic.
but then it's the spears and skirms being very quick, and then the latest is
thanks, Shumway.
It's okay.
You're derailing the cast.
We're down to the relics in the monastery now, and those bonuses are really nice here. But I think the big thing that I'm thinking about right now is how the water plays out, Dave, because neither of these players have really been known for heavy water aggression. In fact, we haven't seen it a lot.
Vodka knows us so well.
Vodka's like,
he
cannot wait. He cannot wait to see these crocodiles attack something. But Hera went FC and he boomed. He added a lot of TCs and then competed for relics.
Yep.
Yo, in one of his games, went for Feudal Age Blade to try and kill fish, into Fast Castle, and then competing for relics. So I think the fact there's, 7 relics on this map is actually huge, and Hera's got 3 really close to him.
Yeah, he
So that
should
could
be
be
able to
nice.
get the full bonus
Yeah.
with Lithuanians. Like, he should be able to. He's going to be scouting all over the place. Wouldn't even surprise me if on the way to the Castle Age he adds in a stable to really start
Agreed.
to contest.
Agreed.
We saw that yesterday from Mr. Yo in the Byzantine-Spanish matchup against Tato. He added in that stable, only 2 additional scouts, and it gave him so much value knowing exactly where Tato was and where he was extending outwards to. So I think that could be a great approach. Saracens, I think I would favor if we get her into the later stages of the game, simply because their Navy is insane.
Agreed. And then, if you really want to look at it, and normally we don't have these conversations, but normally there's not, 50K gold on the side, right? So we can actually have it now.
Full tech tree conversations.
Yeah, exactly. Siege Ram, Siege Onager, also having bomb cannons for the
Counterweights.
Saracens. Counterweights, as well as a new tech that I don't even remember what it does.
Burmarista.
Someone donate on the other side. Block this off for Dave so he can't embarrass himself.
It's like Tristan. Bimaristan.
Bimaristan.
Yeah, with the Aurora heal.
Yeah, and no one thinks this is good, so it's very relevant to compare to me. Okay, so that we're not going to see. But the other thing, Mamelukes. Genuinely, Mamelukes are insane. You get to 30, 40 Mamelukes with big upgrades, and it can completely neutralize the stable units of the Lithuanians. So we are a long ways from that, but of course we know this game's going to go a bit late.
I think the camels are just insane here too. Like
True,
if you mix it in with some navy or maybe some, castle foundations or whatever, so the halbs can't get value.
Yeah.
The camels having that extra HP is sick. But on the other hand, latest are sick.
Yeah.
Right? The monks from the Lithuanians also sick. There's the tower shields, skirmishers and halberdiers, crazy. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, I like Hera's approach. I feel as though getting to the TCs and even just building your monastery, making your first monk faster is key. So I think Hera's approach is going to be really good for him here. Yo's approach, though, will be some navy. I think it makes sense if you're trying to kill the fish because of the sea tower. I would say go galleys.
You have to go galleys.
You can't go fire.
No, fire will he'll just bait you under the tower, and then you'll never be able to kill anything. The tower does so much damage to ships, so Yo's going to make 2 galleys. He's going to run around with the 2 galleys, prevent Hera from fishing, maybe add some more fish of his own. I'm still not convinced with, the heavy or even any investment into water to try and kill these fishing ships, because at the end of the day, how much food are they realistically bringing in?
Agreed. And think about it this way. When you go up to feudal, you're not producing as many villas, right? So even if Hera loses his fish, he's been working on 25 villagers here for a bit longer than Yo. Obviously, that's going to even out, but we'll see. The map can be really awkward, guys. So you see the walls there for Yo, just a wall in his gold. The other gold's outside of his walls, but he is playing it safe. And he's looking now, but the sea tower is dangerous, so you do have to avoid that if you're Yo.
Imagine this from Hera's point of view. If Yo takes control of both sides, or takes control of the water, even with a semi-large navy, how does Hera get out to both sides as the tower is now hitting the scout? Yo needs to run away. He's lost about half HP, a little bit more now on that scout, and Hera's going to chase him away. But if Hera needs to extend outwards and Yo has control, it's going to be really, really difficult here. There's some bad choke points for Hera if Yo has that forward pressure.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I think for Yo and this map, and honestly just how the last 4 days have gone for him, it's just there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Get late in the game. Yeah.
And Yo has done the Feudal Age build, and he's won games. Now, he did have that game where he lost 10 trebuchets on the marshlands.
Still won.
So hopefully he'll learn lessons there. But he still won, exactly.
This is actually really quick for sniping the fish.
That's really good.
Usually players manage to save their fish for a lot longer, and it's annoying. Only having 1 alive is beautiful for Mr. Yo.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Also, was able to save his scout still. You can always just go right back home to the sea tower. Also, minimal investment for him. He only made 2 galleys. He didn't go for fletching. We've seen players go for multiple fires and regular galleys and fletching. And there's the last fishing ship down for Hera.
Nice snipes.
So Yo punishing Hera's approach a little bit. Hera's still on the way up. I'm sure Hera was expecting to live life without these fishing ships. But we'll see how it
Yo's
goes.
going up now.
Yep.
Uses that market really heavily. He just needs to get the stable up, and he is going to add the scouts too. So same sort of approach like you were talking about. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And so far, it's a good opening for Yo. He is only about 1 minute and 20 seconds behind Hera to the Castle Age. He's killed the fish, so the resources will be coming in for him. He's got that Saracen market, and he's going to have a little bit of map control as he goes for another dock over on the side. Still, that weak scout, bit of an issue.
Yeah, you can't get this stuck over here. Hera's going to be adding more. I feel like Yo needed to almost do what Hera was doing in the Dark Age. Just leave your scout at home near the sea tower. Make sure you're not taking any risks. That's what Hera's focusing on now. Hera's going to boom. We're going to switch to his point of view here for a second.
It's very nice, Vodka. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. So this is Hera. He's going to drop the TC, but he's looking for that scout. Now, that front scout is going to be the blocker here. And, Yo just pulling the scout over to the galleys. That's very, very smart there. Hera chooses to just stay away from the ships.
All right, Yo going for a spearman as well as Hera comes forward. Yo is fully walled there, so I don't think Hera can really find any value. He's still just going to run around with these scouts and see if there's any openings that he can really, really take advantage of. Looks like Yo's got it all locked down, though, and Hera, as we saw before, going for that town center on the stone. Third town center right there. We'll see what Yo does when he's in Castle Age in 30 seconds from now. Not too far behind the Canadian.
Yeah. And Hera loves his TCs at home. We saw him go up to 5, I think, in the series against the Viper. And obviously he dominated Viper there to get here. But, Yo likes to go second TC at home, and then he likes the third TC on the gold. Yeah, and there's the Crocodiles. Vodka, your moment. It's here, but I think maybe it's our moment, but nothing's really going to happen. Except crocodile death, but they don't really matter.
Says the Florida man.
Well, listen, wait, crocodiles, alligators, big difference there, right? I would never talk crap to a crocodile. Alligators don't seem to really care. But scout fight happening here as Hera's faster to the TCs, like we said, and we have 4 kills for Yo, 0 deaths. It's been a good start for him. Res collected is higher for him, with a couple fishing ships remaining, but you have to imagine that with Hera having the 3 TCs, Hera should be able to tie that up in a bit.
Yo's still got a good setup, though. Hera's going for that monastery now. I think Yo should realize that he's not going to be able to stop Hera from getting the relics that he needs. Like, I don't think you can hard focus on the relic contest because there's always going to be a couple on your opponent's side, even though Hera is Lithuanians. So I don't see him adding any more scouts or mass amounts of monks himself. Should probably just focus on the economy from this point forward.
Yeah, could do both as well. We'll see. Right now he's got 4 scouts, and like you said, we'll need the food for other things. Can we actually see Hera's Fog of War? Okay, so Hera, if you look at the mini-map, can see the 3 relics that are close to him, which is a really big deal.
And there's
he's also going to see that. He may choose to just park that scout next to the relic in that corner.
What can Yo see? Does he know about the relics behind Hera's base is the question.
No.
He sees one on that side and one on the other side, but of course the one in the corner a little bit more difficult to get to, and Hera just walled this scout in over here.
That scout is trapped. Yep, that scout is trapped. Yo was looking around, and Hera's paying close attention. The fire ship could maybe kill the monk, but no, conversion comes in there for Hera. And again, a boomy game. Difference in approach here is Yo added some navy, has fishing ships, and also built his TC on that gold. Now, Hera being on stone now, maybe thinking, if I can build up a good military force, I can go castle drop that gold, or he could switch to the other side, castle drop there, and protect that gold so they're both on separate sides.
I think Yo should be keeping some navy near that choke point there that Hera would extend outwards to. Just something to keep him having vision. I think I see a blue dot up there, but Hera's got that converted fire galley over on the side as Yo takes another trip through Hera's base with the scout.
He's looking for his friend right now.
He saw the monk, though.
Yeah, he sees the monk, and Hera knows he's been spotted.
Monk.
So Hera
can charge up the conversion, then maybe switch, but he's waited too long.
Can't do that now, right?
He's waited too long.
Okay. I was wondering what Hera was doing. It's like you're expecting there to be a big moment there.
Yeah.
But he just maybe tried to hide. Monk tried to blend in with the wall. That's really good from Yo, because like you said, you're going to be booming a lot right now. It's really not easy to keep track. And Yo has 1 relic, and Hera doesn't have any at the moment, so that's huge.
Yeah, Hera, I think he just grabbed the one in the north as he pushes back the scout with the light cav. He's blocking the scout as well, so Yo attempted to snipe that monk. Should be able to get back faster than Hera can catch him. But still, that's going to be 2 relics in for Hera as Yo brings the fire galleys over.
Oh!
And, light cav.
Wow.
He stalled a little bit.
Yeah, that was a little bit of pathing there. And Yo is going to be happy with that one. Hera probably thought at the very least he was going to get the kill if he lost his unit.
I mean, to be fair, someone was shooting fire at him from a ship.
Dude, I would have ran the other way. I wouldn't have stalled out. I don't care about the other guy. If I've got fire ships after me, I'm out of here.
Heavy plow on the way for Yo. Good
Big
economy
equal
upgrades
Big
for
equal
him.
upgrades. Yeah, it should happen for both. Like this game's probably going to go the distance here. But you're still thinking about army comp. So, you know, Hera is a lot of reasons not to want to make... No way, Yo. No way. Can he block this monk as well?
Oh! Just throw the sword at him.
I mean...
Did you see that spin move? Hera tried to block with a Vil, maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally. Yo just did a spin move. He was gone, and Yo was keeping Navy up there. Oh, a demo behind that rock, though.
Dude, I knew. The second I saw a rock, Dave just had to bring up that you can hide demos behind rocks.
But that's so good, though. Imagine the villagers. A picture. The villagers.
I mean,
12
also
of them,
imagine
all
just
along
like
the shoreline, coming forward for a castle. No loom.
just keep hyping it up, dude, because it's not gonna happen.
How many
There's just
villas
gonna be
is
like
over there?
More than doubt.
12.
There goes the light cav. The one monk is weak from the galleys. Yo, it loses the light cav there, which is insane to me. Hera gets the conversion, and this is what we said, right? Hera's eco is safe. He's got enough gold at home. He's going to come to the area that Yo is on and apply some pressure, and he's going to drop this castle. I don't see a way that Yo can deny that.
Great gate there from Hera. It's just going to block off the movement a little bit from Mr. Yo. So he can't come in with the light cabs to try and snipe that stuff, but now Mr. Yo needs to back away. He's trying to get one conversion at least with the monk. The knights are staying out of conversion range. He does get the light cav, and he's going to go try and snipe the monk from Hera. Hera tried to wall him in. Doesn't work this time, but still, there's a castle from Hera on that gold. Yo has the resources to click up to the Imperial Age. He might not have the buildings. I think he's waiting for the university.
Yeah, I mean, I would say thus far, Yo has been fairly unfortunate when it comes to some of these conversions. This is a player that everyone always says gets the better of the conversion trades, right? So maybe some of that is coming back to haunt him here. But Yo's clicked up to Imp Dave, and there's no way for Hera. There's just a little spin move highlight. I think it's honestly just a DE moment.
Spin move? Oh, he did try and block it. Spin move?
You know, Hera doesn't have a way to take out that TC right now. He can't easily be around that TC either, because there can be some monks that can hop out of it. So I think Yo might, I don't know if comfortable is the right word, but Yo is certainly in a position to buy the stone, build a castle, and then trap Hera's castle down. And you know, if Yo has more castles than Hera, we could definitely see the Mameluke massing in the long run.
Snipes another monk. Great control there from Hera. Handcart in for both players. Eco upgrades looking amazing. Yo, a little bit faster to the Imperial. Actually, a lot faster at this rate. Hera's still not up. He's investing into a full Castle Age approach. He is 20 villagers ahead, but once Yo gets a castle over here, if he has space to put it, and he's going to place it right there, once he gets a castle and Imperial Age, Hera could be in trouble.
So obviously Hera doesn't have the water anymore, but a demo here, woo, right there on those villagers would be big. But you're right, Hera invested a lot. He made a lot of light cav, and he got upgrades too. And Hera might regret not having clicked up to the Imperial Age with Yo just 50 seconds away.
I'd love to see like just a couple camels from Yo over on that right side, and maybe a few villagers with like outposts or something.
I agree.
Just kind of controlling that area.
Hera might
Is this
get that
Viper
relic.
now?
Hera might get that relic, but I want to point out that Yo has
stealing
4.
that.
The fact that Yo has 4
it's crazy.
when Hera had the initiative with the light cav is amazing to me.
Yep.
And Yo might see that one, and then that monk can go down. Yo can spot it. It should be a dead monk.
Should be a dead monk, and then Yo has the monastery really close by. Once he trebs down the castle, might be able to get it. Snipes the monk right there, but incredible heads-up play from Hera to sneak a monk all the way to that corner and try and bring that one back. The latest are incredibly powerful here, but Hera is still 3 minutes away from Imperial Age. If you were to ask me who's in the more favorable position at the moment, I would probably say Mr. Yo.
It's definitely Yo, yeah. But we did also think Yo was in the favorable position in Game 1,
Yep.
and Hera was able to hold on. Obviously, very different situations here. But I just love what Yo's been able to accomplish here. Now, this is where Yo should recognize, or ideally, I'm already ahead on the left. I've got momentum here.
He's got an outpost going up on the right, so he's starting to think about it. It's just whether he can loop those camels over there and find it.
Exactly, and it's really tricky, too, because if Hera hits Imp now, you don't want to commit anything else to the other side because you do need everything else here. So it's easy for us to say that he could just win the left and then deny the right. For now, he's got to figure that out. And there goes Hera, dropping some ranges. Dropping 9 archer ranges, so clearly he's going to be thinking about skirms or hand cannons there.
That's a crazy investment onto the archer ranges over there. 9 archer ranges. It's skirmisher indeed.
Look at the upgrades for both right now, Dave. They both just went full upgrade check. Eco, military, university.
And Yo's up to 110 villagers now. So Hera's still sitting above him. 47 on food, but 40 on food for Yo is nice. And Hera still needs to get the villagers onto the gold again. He finally has that castle up on the right side. And right as he's kicked off this gold, he's on the gold on the right. So perfect timing from him to make the switch. He's not taking the gold, though. He's just taking the stone.
I would really just like to see Hussar right now.
Maybe.
Like, just Hussar to raid. Hera's base is exposed. Hera doesn't have castles. I think, like, Hussar...
That was the MTC? Really?
Oh, true. But, like, Hussar, dude, into Hera's eco right now would be such a pain. You can go for the killer units like Arbalest and Heavy Camo and Mameluke a bit later on. I don't know if I trust this castle's going to go up.
There's so
With Hera
many
having so many skirmishers coming out of those ranges. He still only has castle age upgrades. But, yeah, it seems like Yo might get his castle up. And he's not letting Hera rest there, is he? He's going for the trebs right away.
Hera went from 0 to 17 in like a minute.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you drop that many buildings. But, I mean, if Yo pushes this back, he's going to be able to kill those production buildings. And they're in a really awkward spot for Hera now that that castle is coming up. So he was just kind of building in the real estate he had available. It's not going to be great long term, but he has the numbers he needs. Heavy Camel is on the way. Bloodlines on the way for Mr. Yo. So once again, another tech switch for him. He goes for a castle defensively now. So does Hera. Yo has control over the left side. Hera has control over the right.
Did Yo get chemistry here? I'd have to look at the crossbows firing on something to know. Yeah, does it look like he has chemistry? Okay,
he does.
Because you could go cannon galleons.
He does have
some
chemistry.
Galleons as well. Yeah,
that was the very first tech that he got in Imperial.
That's huge, because a lot of players sometimes forget that.
Yeah.
I mean, these days, in a grand final, you're going to see it every time. I don't know if Hera knew just how many Yo knew just how many skirms Hera was going to have, and Yo distracted, losing half of his crossbows there.
Demo behind that rock would go so hard.
Just give up, dude. I think you want it so much, it's never going to happen. You need to forget about it, and then maybe we'll see it.
You can't give up on your dreams, bro.
Yeah?
No.
Okay. Is that the message to the kids at home? that demo's behind
Where would you be if you gave up on your dreams?
This wasn't
Not
a dream,
here.
dude. This wasn't a dream. I woke up, I was like, what? This is real life, and for it to be a dream, Dave, you have to know that it's a possibility in life. The demo, I understand, is a possibility, though. Never thought
philosophical discussions here in game number 2. 143 villagers for Yo. Final armor coming in. 156 for Hera. Cavalier is on the way. Potentially even Paladin following up after that. The latest are going to be hard. They're probably better than the Paladin, but they're going to be hard to get into because you have limited castles, right?
Yep. At least for now. So Yo slowly taking out Hera's ranges, but Hera's just going to make more of them. But those camels, like we said, Dave, have insane HP. Hera really needs help right now. I'm shocked that Hera hasn't even clicked Pikeman. It feels like Hera doesn't really know what to do right now.
Yep.
And Yo with the position to possibly push from now.
Yeah, Yo is pushing really, really hard in the north here, and he's got the stables going up in the south. Arbalest to follow this up. He's even adding galleys. I think the risk here for Mr. Yo is to spread himself too thinly and try and do too many things at one time. But right now, this push is going extremely well, and like you said, not even the pikeman research complete For Hera, he doesn't have any Cavalier on the field yet. All of the technologies are coming in for Mr. Yo, and Hera is lucky that he got up to 156 villagers because he's going to lose some shortly.
Yeah, I think for Hera, when he lost that castle, he then didn't really have the time. He had to pick what unit he would go for, but like we said, the Saracens can kind of counter everything. The Camels, though, counter the Skirms, and they counter the Cavalier choice, so Hera just completely guessed wrong. And think back to how much wood he spent on those freaking ranges, dude.
Well, look at them now.
Wood.
Look at them now, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's a headache, too, because you can't use your select all archer ranges button anymore. You got to, like, set up a new control group for the other ranges, right? It's just a massive headache as Hera pushes forward with the Bombard Cannon. Treb stalling out a little bit. He gets one of them, won't get another. Is Yo just, like, every single time I look over, he's got 4 techs in the queue.
Yep.
He's maxing out the tech tree here with the Saracens, which is an extremely extensive technology tree.
Absolutely. I think for Hera right now, you need to use Bombard Cannons and walls to defend your base. Doesn't really have the walls. And then you need an attack on Yo's side.
Yep.
Yo has already dropped defensive castles. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing more from him in the south. That way if Hera pressures him.
If Yo locks down this side, though, he can fully control the other side with Navy.
Yeah, that's true. That's
and
true.
the Saracen Navy is
that's
wild.
elite cannon galleon coming in.
Oh my God, he's
getting everything.
Every tech.
It's like, yeah, Yo just said yes, and we're going to see more. I mean, I wouldn't even mind more monk upgrades. Saracens have that. Monks can be helpful against the Bombard Cannons. It's just such a good late game civilization.
Hera might get that Treb with the last shot. He doesn't get it. Mr. Yo repairing as well. That's one thing Yo is so good at. It's hard to say that after he lost 8 Trebs to demos yesterday. But like, he's so good at managing repairing his Trebs in the Treb war. It's insane.
Hera just doesn't have it in him to ever be able to get a counter raid. There wouldn't be much potential because Yo's defending perfectly. Hera continues to stack more and more resources into buildings that feel like they will just go down.
Counterweights, but Marissa, he's getting the whole technology
tree. He doesn't even
tree.
know what it does.
He
doesn't even know
he
what it does.
He has one monk.
I guarantee he doesn't even know what it does.
I want to see it, though. I want to see it. Where's the monk and like, how does this area heal even work?
I mean, we got to ask Yo later. Put that on the list of things to ask him. Does he know what that new tech is? There it is. That's the monk. We'll see if it comes forward.
Hera tried to go for counter rates, by the way, with the Cavalier. Yo is still fully walled there. I'm not sure it's going to work out all that well as we see the Arbalest now being pushed back by the Skirmishers, but the Camels are still there. Bombard Cannons are here too. Counterweights will give a little bit more oomph to the Trebuchets, and I wouldn't even be surprised to see like Onager tech come in from Yo at this rate.
The thing that is surprising to me, though, as we see Yo cleared up those raids, is that Yo's only had like 2 Bombard Cannons and 1 Treb at a time here. He really needed like 4 or 5 Trebs. Hera was at 150 pop. So he's given Hera some time here, and if you give Hera time, he could figure it out. And remember, it's not like Hera is missing gold right now. He's got tons of gold as he clicks Paladin against Saracens.
Yo needs to get his population up.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great push here. He's still kind of locking it down. He's going for Galleons now. He's got Siege Ram coming in, but he's spending all the resources on technologies. He's not spending it on units, so while Hera is under pressure, it's 185 population for him. It's 178 for Mr. Yo, and now Hera is fully entrenched over here on the right side. Yo going for another castle there to start pressuring that position.
You know what time it is right now? It's farmer clock. We'll go to Hera's point of view. Watch this. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Because his eco's struggling in terms of food income. Let's see if he can find these moments. Hera's defending super nicely. Oh, man, he can't farm. I thought it was going to look so epic, saying it's farm o'clock and then watching him seed 20 farms. He hasn't seeded a single one.
This is the worst farming I've ever seen.
Just
like
you've ever seen.
Well, no, the worst farm call out. Sorry, Hera's farming is great.
Okay.
But this is the worst farm o'clock I've ever been a part of.
I mean, the Bombard Cannon numbers, but it's not like Hera has insane amounts. There's the
farmer clock.
There's no space there.
There's no space, and that's what the POV gives us, right? It gives us a perspective of what the player is looking at. We've got no space for Hera to add those farms to extend his eco. He's only at 17 on food right now. He's really placing a lot of importance onto this area, but Mr. Yo is pressuring from both sides and pressuring from the water now.
Yep.
With the Navy.
This is where the Navy's really starting to play a role. I think Yo is actually, obviously it's not great that Hera's starting to push that castle back, but Yo still has castles behind that. So I think Yo he understands he's going to lose this castle and still feels like he has Hera on the back foot here. Hera's still only 22 on food. He hasn't been able to get any good raids in on his opponent. And this Camel Arbalest combination seems so much stronger than anything.
Yo needs to notice that those bomber cannons are pretty weak. He has targeted one with an Arbalest now. He gets it. Might be able to snipe another one. The Camels are now coming in. If Hera loses this, he might be in trouble. It's going to take some time to replace. Navy over here from Mr. Yo in a fantastic position. He's got the cannon galleons. He's got galleons working away.
Demo.
He has almost every technology in the book here for Saracens. I think the monastery techs are like the only things he's missing at this point. Maybe the infantry armor, but that's wild use.
I would really like to see even Onager here. You have
you have counter rates too.
Yeah, just like one or two at random times, it could be do a lot of damage against those hand cannons, because those hand cannons for Hera is really what's been the difference maker. But this is huge. The fact that Yo is now through. How is Hera supposed to find any space, any freedom?
He has to go to the left now, but you're not getting that gold. Like, it's going to take so long to get that to that gold over there and to reclaim that area so you can start farming it.
Great job from Yo. Yo going to take out the castles on the other side, and the GG is called. We have ourselves a 1-1 series.
Excellent play from Mr. Yo. He got ahead early. He stayed ahead. There was no real point in that match where it felt like Hera was on the front foot, right? They were equal footing for a little bit. So we see our wonderful
He's like, am I on the camera?
There.
Am I on the camera? There's slight delay. Is that me? And then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm on the
camera.
That's
me.
Yeah,
what's up? Go Hera.
Woo. Well done, buddy.
Great response from Yo after that first game where he was maybe winning, and then Hera pulled it back.
Yeah, true.
And then to come out with a game like that is sick.
Well, I mean, this is what we wanted from this final, right? And Yo has come to play today. He's brought it. He could have won the first game.
Yep.
And he knew how important that second game was. What I liked about Yo there was his ability to imp under pressure. He got castle dropped. He had Light Cav and Knight swarming around him from Hera, and he was able to just get that faster imp. And also, he got 5 of the 7 relics against Hera, who had Light Cav on the field. That is not easy to do. I think we saw 3 or 4 of those relics were closer to Hera, too. Very impressive from Yo.
I wonder what the tech tree percentage was there from Yo. Every single time I looked over, like,
Dave can't say it, which is a first. Typically, I'm the one mispronouncing things.
I just need to hear it once from an expert.
Did you just say boomerang? Like,
let's hear you say it.
No, it's now your role, so why would I say it? I don't want to take that from you.
Boomeristan.
Hold on, how's it spelled again? No, no, Saracen's already played. We're going to move on and talk about other civilizations, friends. I can talk about all the unique techs of the civilizations upcoming, so no problems there. Game 3, your Hera. Game 1 was Arena. Game 2 went to Post-Imp. It was a boomy game.
Yep.
Do you just go for the open stuff here? Show them what you're made of?
I think so. It's not the time yet to be picking your opponent's home maps. I think it's time to go back onto one of yours, maybe like dry graveyards or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think like Mongols, Magyars feel like the perfect picks for Hera here.
Romans for you.
Magyars, Mongols, both civs are so good at early scout pressure. Yo so far hasn't been under a lot of pressure early. I think Hera's going to want to remind him who Yo is up against here.
I think if it's dry graveyards, dude, I think Yo should play Romans, and I think he should just play scouts into
spears,
like knights.
Yeah,
and spears to stop the scout aggression. He's so good with Romans. It's crazy.
Can you possibly? I was gonna think like Mongols are great on dry graveyards, right? And I could see Lancers being a good against pikes, but I think Mongols are actually the best hippopotamus civ.
Mongols are crazy on hippopotamus
because of all the hunt there. Because a lot of our hybrid civilizations were banned out in the random bans, guys. If you look at the top, that happened before even the maps were picked. But Malians, Italians, Persians is up there, Japanese. Like, those 4 are just ridiculous for a lot of these maps, like Hippopotamus.
And just overall good civs, too. Hindustani's really making a comeback in this tournament. Surprising us, actually. Really solid civ. Poles is great on, like, fortified clearing. We've got Mayans. We've got a lot of great civs banned across the board.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with Game 3, but I think they've just launched in, so we will be following them in a moment. It has been a great start to the final. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And we'll see what map it is. Will Hera want to go for Dry Graveyards, Langanati, or I've been told it's Yanganati, by the way.
That's what I was saying at first,
and then people called you out on it.
Everyone started saying Langanati, so I was like, it's gonna be weird. Sometimes you know it's wrong, but you have to go with what everyone else is saying.
Okay, well, the only person I've heard say the Saracen Unique Tech all tournament is you, so are we going with how you say it then?
Boomerist.
Okay, I like that. Oh, we got a Vil Rush situation. This was old meta, folks. This was old meta. We can kind of break that down at some point. But Yo, who's playing as the Romans, we've got the Yeomans here, sees 2 villagers stacked.
That's 2 Vil stacked.
Walls them in, he gets 2 Vil kills.
He's got loot,
He's got to get the wall down.
He's getting the wall down, but she's alone in there still. It looks like he's going to be able to find some value. Hera's going to lose a villager early. Nice little house wall there from Mr. Yo.
Maybe more. Hera's getting Loom now. It will not be in time. Hera will have to go for some crazy shenanigans. Hera's trying to go for the shenanigans.
Yo gets him.
That's a doink. That's dead.
My God, what a start from Mr. Yo. Now just head back. You don't need to keep doing this. You killed 2 villagers. Go back.
Yeah, but I mean...
And lame the rhino,
an
maybe.
There. Yeah, there's
for
an elephant there. You can go for the elephant. I actually think you could stick around, Dave. And Yo... Again, taking us back to what people were doing on the older version of this last year, realize that if Hera takes the wood forward, he has an opportunity. Now, what's interesting about that is I think that's some level of prep from Yo because a lot of players are also going for the lumber camp on the backside. So I think Yo took a little bit of a risk there running forward because he went forward so early. But
look, he's trying to pull the Vil out of position so then he can hit it with the scout and the villager. He's trying to pull it. Maybe he takes the fight in the water so Hera can't quick wall.
Honestly, smart. Yo would love to do something more here to Hera. I think Yo is going to be docking Hera's side as well. The only area with deep fish is the area where near the hippo ears, which feels a bit weird to say.
Yep.
But I saw this in another game where you just fish their area. And when they show up there, they'll probably get their dock down, but then there's no fish left. So it's like, okay, you can go ahead and kill mine now. You don't leave any fish.
Hera actually going for a dock first at the bottom so he can take the shorefish. I think this is an adaptive play by him, and Yo is going to find that out early. So that dock is more for the villagers gathering the shorefish than making fishing chips, as Hera now finds this villager. There was a lot of idle time with him chasing it. But Yo still gets a lot of HP damage on that scout, which actually isn't the worst thing in the world.
Especially if Yo can get a quick wall here.
Yep.
He can take 2 more hits from from any of the units there. Now, well, I guess it depends on the unit.
He's going to get Hera's scout, though. That's a really nice touch. And Hera won't be able to find the dock in the north from Mr. Yo.
Yeah.
He won't be able to know if Yo is on the hunt.
I got to see if this is a quick wall coming in here from Yo. He's not known for it. Okay, he's going to use the scout. The scout will run between the 2 villagers here. There's nothing Hera can do about this. Though? Is Yo going to save this villager's life? Hera's really chasing after this village. He's trying to take the angles. He's in geometry class right now, and he figures it out. He can't do it. Mr. Yo will escape with both villagers he sent forward. This is a dream of a start, right? Because the Mongols have such an edge early. It's that early feudal pressure from all the hunt they bring in that's so strong. Now you're down 2 workers. Now you're down your scout. Like, how important is that starting scout to scout your opponent's strategy to kill villagers once you get the feudal age?
You have no idea. Like, Yo could be a mill on the middle. You don't know.
Yeah.
He could be a dock up here. He could be a dock on his side. He could have no dock at all.
Yeah.
You have no idea what Yo is up to, and you don't know what the transition is going to be. And now Yo is he laming all of the hunt in the center there too? In case Hera wants to come out there?
I think it's like she's on the way home and she wants something to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how planned that is, but absolutely. Actually, can we see Hera's Fog of War right now? We need to see this because I don't even think he scouted the back corner much. Okay, so the backside, there's Hunt. He doesn't know about that.
It's so far away.
Yeah, so normally you want to have that scouted so you can transition out to that. Hera, though, going to still try and go for scouts.
Make it stable. And Yo sees it right away.
Yeah, and Yo keeping an eye on it because he has a scout.
Hera waiting for the wood. Yo's trying to be annoying. He's like, where do you want to put the stable? Hera says, screw it. We'll just put it up here.
Yeah. 4 fishing ships for Yo is a surprise to me. I don't think he's going to have the wood for his buildings. Can we see? What's he building next to his lumber camp?
I think he should make...
He's actually in a pretty good spot.
Dude, I think he should make demos first because I think he saw that dock from Hera and he saw the villagers around here. So either demo or fire galley. Hera doesn't know that Yo has a dock in the top there. He's heading out now with the villagers. So now he finally realizes.
So let me get this straight. You think someone should open with demos instead of fire galleys?
If you see your opponent fishing over there, 100%, because you're going to get at least 2 vills.
Okay.
And then you follow up with a fire galley.
Yeah.
If you go for the fire galley, you're not getting a single vill. You push them away, but they just go to another food source.
So not trying to ruin your dreams, but on the flip side, now the Hera knows.
Oh,
I think it's a
he
bit
doesn't have
riskier.
demos with Romans.
Wow, Dave.
I know.
Wow, Dave. Yeah. Well, this is why you hate the Civ, I suppose. But
The Koreans and Romans, dude, they get me
seriously,
every
though,
time.
as much as you're in love with the demos, I think what you don't want is a one-and-done unit. It could possibly not get a trade against the villagers. If that were to happen, then the fire galleys could overrun you. So I like the fire galley choice. And Yo is going full spear defense. He's not actually going for a stable or an archer range himself. And Hera has waltzed over here to dock the other side. Very interesting game so far.
If you're Hera up against Romans and you realize, unlike me, that they don't have demos, you can kind of safely take the fish out here.
Yeah.
Because you always have time to respond to the fire galley, and Hera gets the first hit there. So Yo is going to have to
Hera
move
could kill
along
this with Vills, too.
as Hera will try and
He can
block
block
this with
it.
villagers.
Yeah. I think Yo's got to know better here. Hera even tries to dog block
No,
it.
bro, that ain't it.
That was a good play, though, from Hera. But where is his focus right now? If that is the type of play he's going for there, that tells me he's not finding the damage he won with the scouts. He's looking around. Yo pre-walled it. Yo playing very safe right now. Dave, look at the res collected. How often do we see this with Romans versus the Mongols 10 minutes into a game?
He killed a
500
villager
more
there.
resources
Yo killed a
collected.
villager on the south.
Wow.
With the fire as he was running away, and he gets away with it. Very limited. You can see the body right next to the house.
Yeah, true.
Over there. Beautiful job from Mr. Yo as Hera still running around the scouts. He was distracted, so he took a hit from the spearman earlier. Yo is still getting the shorefish in, and he's got himself a decent food eco. He's setting up the farms.
Yeah, and Hera's going to be fishing there, but that's a risk for Hera to be fishing there, right? If that gets spotted, he's just going to lose that. So Hera really playing catch up here.
I think with a start like his, you have to take all the risks you can.
Yeah,
at this
I
stage.
agree.
Did they just pass by
Just
each other?
passing?
Okay. Yo notices at the last second he's going to get the hits, and Hera's fire galleys. He's going to try and micro them, but that's a pretty easy win in this situation for Mr. Yo. He's so far ahead in HP, and he's going to take out that front one and then start working away on the other one as Hera is forced to pull it back. Hera's still roaming around with the scouts. Hasn't found much value at all with those, but he does have a demo, and he's going for the villagers.
Oh, boy. Did Yo spot that? I think Yo has to see this, right?
He sees it.
He
Yeah,
knows
He's just
now.
pulled away the spearman. He's going to pull away the vills. Surely he's going to pull away the vills.
That's a good play from Hera. He's sending a fire. Okay, so, I mean, if you lose the demo to a fire, you're not going to be liking your life.
Bro. Okay, pulls it away, and he gets the demo. Beautiful. Sacrifice the spearman.
Sacrifice. Okay, that's actually pretty good for Hera, all things considered, but I'm loving Yo's position right now for being up against the Mongols, that is. But the Mongols still have so many tools they can use to beat the Romans. I think Romans could really struggle against the Mongol tech tree. And Hera's still applying pressure to the fishing ships there. There's not a lot of fish remaining there, though, Dave.
There's also no repair villager up there because Yo pulled him away.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really, really difficult for him to keep those fire galleys alive and contesting, and the scouts are even coming over because Hera knows how weak they are.
Yeah, depending on the positioning, though, I don't think Hera can actually engage there. And this is just as Hera actually builds a palisade wall to block the fire.
Dude, that's an amazing play from him to build that palisade wall in a split second. I think she dies if he doesn't do that.
Yeah, I agree. Well played, but he's under pressure, Dave. He's under pressure on water. His fishing ships have been found. Yo's about to click up to the next stage.
It's crazy.
Honestly, man, like, this is the dream start for this final. Hera's dominance over the Viper yesterday had everyone concerned this would not be close. But Yo, who's just gotten better every single day here at NAC 5, has come with some strats that Hera has not expected, at least in this particular game. And Yo's going to click up to Castle Age. He's got the resources to do so now. He must be missing a building.
I think he's missing the building. Yeah. He's going for the blacksmith there. He's going to be able to click up. He has 4 spearmen. He can keep adding more and then maybe get the infantry armor upgrade, which counts double with Romans. And if he pushes forward against Hera, I think Hera without an archer range is going to have a lot of problems dealing with that.
Hera now adding more scouts after losing some of his scouts, so he's still probably feeling like he doesn't have a lot, and his resources are not looking like he would want. At this point, there's not a lot of fish remaining. You don't want to just give up water completely, but it's worth pointing out that as Hera seems to be taking the better in the engagements here, that's the case.
Yeah, Yo loses his fishing chips. He got a lot of value, but you can see there's no deep fish left there as Hera pulls the villager back. She can't quick wall herself. He's going to try and block with the fires. Will Hera be able to save this Bill? He's blocking with the fire. The Spearman says, get out of the way. And Hera saves that villager. That's crazy.
Very well played. Hera also has a fire galley there, attacking Yo. Look at Yo's resources, though. Yo has as much food and gold as Hera does, and he already clicked to the castle age.
What do you do here if you're Yo? Do you add extra town centers to try and expand your lead, or are you trying to go aggressive? He's adding double stable. I like it based on the resources he has.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like, double stable will force so many reactions from Hera.
Yep, and then you can always just make a few knights and then switch on to something else.
I agree, yeah. No, I think double stable's fine here. He's done such a good job, man. Like, it's not like Hera isn't known for his scout micro. Like, Hera's had the scouts. Just, there's some nice micro there. But he just hasn't been able to find the value he wants. And Yo has the spears. Those 3 scouts won't kill anything now. Yo's always had enough. Hera's demo, I don't think that's what he wanted to use that for.
I really am really impressed by the fact that Hera is still in a position to click up to Castle Age, though.
Yep.
Even, especially without that hunt on the outside, with all the disruption earlier, with all the water battles and everything that haven't necessarily been going his way, he's still in a position to go up to the next stage. However, Mr. Yo has bloodlines coming in, husbandry, war galley research, forging, knights on the way, villagers still producing. He's in a perfect position.
And look at the recognition here from Hera to full wall here. He knows that small walls is going to be a nightmare. He's going to go for the full wall. We'll see what Yo does then. Yo's upgrading his ships. Now you can use the bottom and the top of the hippo still as narrated pressure. But he has not dropped the second TC just yet. I just love how on point Yo has been today with the timings of his attacks, Dave, but also his upgrades.
Good quick wall from Hera. Really, really solid stuff.
It's a nightmare on the other side,
oh,
though, dude.
Boy.
This is not fun.
If Yo gets in here, it's terrible.
Yo's assuming that he won't get through.
No,
right
he
now.
clicked. He clicked. I think he clicked in, but Hera is going to go for the gate, and he gets it locked down. That's crazy.
Yeah, Hera then needs a good demo, but he wants to hit multiple ships. He just hits one, but he holds. Yo will likely just use the knights here to help out. Hera will start to lose his ships, meaning Hera is like stuck in this bubble. He can't move around. He can't be in different areas. He's still a minute away from the next stage. Yo, though, just 4 knights, Dave. He hasn't committed a whole lot more. I was hoping maybe for a forward siege workshop from him to pressure Hera's gold.
Yeah, I'm wondering where all the resources are going. I guess it went into the upgrades, right? And it went into War Galley was a big one.
Yep.
Which is honestly paying off for him at the moment as he clears up all the Navy from Hera. You mentioned Hera's stuck in this little bubble. He's still stuck. He's not expanding at all. He has no potential really to expand, and Yo has cut off all of his fishing eco too. If Yo just keeps up a little bit of military production and then maybe at some point adds a second town center, Hera's going to be in a ton of trouble.
I think the second TC will come. I like how Yo's checking the outer areas. Like, he's not on hunt.
He should kill the hunt. Oh, perfect. He's gaming right now.
Yeah, he is. He's gaming all right. Hera, though, is Mongols, and he can make step lancers, which can turn around the Vil difference pretty quickly. He also can make camels to counter those knights.
Demo?
Oh,
uh-oh. Could be a big moment here for Hera. Yo needs to realize
the timing on
maybe
the
villagers will head back.
So bad.
I think one of these guys is going to start walking back right now.
Oh, that's actually so good for Yo. Hera's like trying to get the timing right, and he does. He gets 3.
He gets 3.
And if you think about it, I mean, that pretty much evens up the eco KD.
And he's getting more villagers with the scouts. But Yo is in.
The Knights are through. The Knights are through here from Yo, so Yo's going to take Hera off of gold, and Hera needs to defend from this with only Lancers for the time being.
Yeah, and Lancers with, I guess they have decent upgrades. Yo's still missing the armor on his Knights, which could help. But still, great demo from Hera. Great pressure with the scouts forward from Hera. Yo will even add a 3rd town center. Hera still really struggling for map control. He's stuck inside of his walls. Yo's got a knight in the north, knights in the south, knights over there to the west, and
His
even Spearman. Let's see Yo's point of view.
This is unbelievable.
Holy.
This is unbelievable. To scout the north, the south, and the back of Hera's base.
And look at Hera's scouting. He's just only got the face.
And he's Mongols. He's Mongols, right? Hera has not been able to get the vision that Yo has, and Yo's just thinking, if I can stay 3 TC, especially expanding in a lot of different areas, while Hera's stuck there, Hera will eventually just run out of resources.
Yo trying to take the relics here. Hera's going to spot that. He's going to come in with the Step Lancers. That Monk throws it a little bit closer to the town center, though, so Yo should be able to deal with that. Even Heavy Plow coming in from Yo, so he feels like he's in a pretty good spot right now to be able to afford that upgrade. Monk's trying to counter. Fire ships coming out. Romans don't get the demo, so no real hype plays there. As Hera continues to try and defend on just one town center against 3 town center production from Mr. Yo.
You have to have patience right now when you're on the 3 TCs, because like Hera's walled up and you're just tempted to try and break through all the time, but Hera's got monks. He can convert your knights. Hera can still find good engagements. The Lancers are a bit more maneuverable. So Yo now has to settle his mind. He has to get this eco flowing. He's got amazing upgrades there. And his next long-term plan here, Dave, is to drop a castle. Whether that's offensive or defensive, we'll see. But Hera, as he runs through the Lancers, can't quite get through. Beautiful micro here from both players, though. I think Yo has managed this quite nicely against the Lancers, and will push Hera away.
If Hera comes into your base with a big group of Lancers and only gets 1 villager, that's a win.
Yep.
Honestly, that's a huge win. So good pressure management there from Mr. Yo as the Lancers are still running around. You mentioned he just needs to be patient. He has to realize that his economy is climbing and climbing and climbing, and Hera can't really keep up to him right now.
I think Hera knows that Romans don't get demos because he has gone over this marshland multiple times.
Should see Pikeman here soon, I think.
Yeah, I would like that. Pikeman upgrade feels very natural here. And there, Hera doesn't get a conversion. And then, oh, Yo does get a conversion. So Yo, crazy monk RNG there.
4th town center, too.
Still building up stone and dropping the 4th TC. That's crazy talk.
Well, I mean, if he can just, he got the infantry armor upgrade. If he can just spam out some spearmen or pikemen right now and hold Hera, force him to keep investing, his economy is going to be flying behind it. Hera's on stone with a few villagers there. He's now going for a siege workshop as Yo drops that market to maybe balance out his economy just a tad. Yo still defending, but Hera has to keep the step lancers in the middle, otherwise those knights are coming in again.
Hera really building up stone too is at the same time here. Now I think Mangadai may be one of the units against the Romans. Mangadai have a bonus against siege. They're great against infantry. Romans are known for siege and infantry in the long run. They do have solid enough knights though, which is why Yo continues to make them. But Pikeman upgrade on the way. Hera adding a siege workshop, maybe feeling like a forward castle for him could work because of where the main golds are positioned here.
I think that knight's been converted and then converted back about 3. Okay, there we go.
Well,
it's not going to happen again.
He can be at peace now. He can be at peace. It's a stressful life.
Stop yelling at me.
He can't stick to one belief system, you know. We all know a guy like that. And there go the monks and more conversions. And again, Yo's got to be careful. We don't see the pike numbers that high yet. Pikemen also are a bit weaker against Lancers just because of how engagements tend to come in. And Hera's going to try and drop a market. It will not be in time. Yo just passing.
I like that Hera's made that calculation, and in a split second, he went for a stone gate instead of the market.
Yeah, he thought
Crazy
about it.
Fast, yeah.
Yep.
Devotion coming in for Yo. That should help him with these conversions here as Hera tries to go for another TC in the north, even though he knows the army is out here.
Yeah, I mean,
Mr. Yo
might have sent them a bit ago. Yo can't exactly double back. And, well, actually, I think he could. He's got the fires.
Fires are going to help out a ton.
And the middle of the map is still more important than this. The fire ship's doing damage, knights and lancers. I guess Yo doesn't have armor. Hera will probably clear this, but I think Yo is happy to take engagements in the back of Hera's base.
Yeah, the army's coming forward now without any risk to Hera's economy, though. So Yo, maybe a little bit of a risk to take that fight right there. Yo almost has enough for a castle. Should be a defensive castle.
Yeah, I guess you just lost so much army.
Unless you have the, oh, he has 7 pikemen. Yeah, he's going to go defensive.
I think, honestly, if you're 4 TC and you lose an army like that, it's always defensive. But I wouldn't put it past Yo to think about an offensive castle at some point.
Yep.
Hera might try an offensive castle here.
Remember that
Hera's going to try and deny that gold.
Yeah. Remember that Yo has +4 armor on all these pikemen. They're crazy strong for this stage of the game. The step lancers won't really be doing all that much against them. The villagers can't really engage against them. Yo's got a good force here as Hera looks for the opportunity. He's trying to deny the gold, like T90 said. The step lancers are stacking up, but the pikemen are still coming out as Hera goes for that castle placement. Yo has a monk there. He's got the pikeman. He's got the light cav. He's got a step lancer. 2 step lancers now. Will the castle go up?
And Hera doesn't think it will, and Hera will tap out, and Yo
You
is up 2-1, and you at home are probably shocked by this
We're
result.
shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
2-1. Yo is playing like a beast right now. I mean, it's nothing against Yo to say that we came in here expecting to see Hera like come out flying, and Yo has been competitive in every single game. The second game, he was ahead the whole time. This game, he was ahead the whole time. First game, he was ahead until he wasn't. Yo has so much momentum behind him.
Yeah.
He's got to be feeling great.
He's playing great. He really thought that one through, right? Hit the Mongols early. And also what I've loved about this series so far is that Yo has had tiny little tricks up his sleeve that we haven't seen anyone else do. I think the big one was really just the Romans Vil Rush. Just Vil Rush in general, no one's been doing.
Yep.
And if there's ever a weakness for Hera, it's that he's so good, he doesn't need to be creative. He's like, you know what I'm going to do, and go ahead and try and stop it, right? And that's what all the best players tend to have. Honestly, for Hera, it's hard for me to really be too critical, too. Ultimately, you want a quick wall down on your wood line there. But with Yo arriving so quickly, he tried to run away, and by the time he got Loom, he had already
also unfortunate that those villagers were stacked up against each other. Usually you want that. You're like, oh, that's so efficient. They can both drop there. But Yo found himself in the perfect opportunity, perfect timing there to kill those two villagers. And then the follow-up to that, to not lose either of those vills and to kill the scout from Hera, was kind of insane.
Absolutely. Okay, so that was Hera's home map choice, okay? Yo has won one of his own home maps. He's now won on one of Hera's home maps. So Dry Graveyards, Langanati, more open maps, similar to what we just saw. You still got to have a lot of faith in yourself if you're Hera here, right?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think Hera's sweating just yet. He's got himself a 1-win deficit, so that's really attainable for him in a best-of-9. Mr. Yo has to be feeling great, but he also, in the back of his mind, has to know that he's against one of the greatest players this scene has ever seen in his peak form.
What do you go for on Dry Graveyard? Sorry, because
Romans are gone,
I thought it was
so
going to be Romans. Yeah, Romans are really good.
Incas?
I could see Yo doing that. I could see a Celts pick, honestly.
Maybe.
As weird as that sounds, but it would be a little crazy this early on.
He was thinking Celts for Copenhagen at one point earlier.
Yeah, I think Celts is meant to scare away Berbers on Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Or potentially even Koreans. Can you imagine like Celt Siege Onager versus Korean Siege Onager on that map?
He does have melee, though. So if you're not going to play that on Fortified Clearing, it feels like the Copenhagen Civ.
Yeah. Could be that. Could be African Reed Beds. Could be Fortified Clearing for melee. There's still some options there. I was thinking also Teutons for Dry Graveyards could be nice. Cheap farms, great spears, great scouts. And Yo has used the Teutons in the past. But it's Hera's choice. I believe they are in the next game, and then we do have an established little break after Game 4 for the players to be able to hydrate up.
Casters, too.
Yep.
Hype.
I'm very anti-break when I'm in the zone casting, though. I'm like, don't get my mind off of it.
Shut up.
But
hey, listen, I didn't have one throughout that set yesterday, okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
Dash
really
got a break.
Listen, I mean, after the Hera Viper semifinal, I mean,
it's in.
I wanted more casting, and here we are, guys. The first thing Vodka does in Game 4 is he zooms in to see what Yo's doing.
King.
And Yo, who famously lost his king, running into a castle of his opponent in the earlier rounds, refuses to scout with him. Which is hilarious. Like, dude, you know where the castle is now. Just scout the map.
No. I talked with him after that, and he's like, why am I even out there with the king? He's like, I don't need the king. And then he says, like, I'm just trying too hard. Like, I'm not going to use my king.
Listen, I know that he's a little
He's
traumatized.
scarred, bro.
Yes,
He's scarred.
I get it was very recent, but you will know that scouting in Dark Age with your king is completely fine as long as you avoid the middle of the map. Like, completely fine. So I think you really should be doing it because we see Hera's Fog of War. Hera's getting all this score, all this scouting.
He's won every single Copenhagen game
that he hasn't
lost his king.
That's an interesting stat. Yo, top 5 player, top 5 in tournament earnings, has won every single Copenhagen game where his king did not run into a castle.
Exactly. So keep it secret, keep it safe. Speaking of the king, Hera's still patrolling around. And
it's actually a bit risky for Hera's positioning right now with that king because Feudal Age
Feudal Age comes in, if Yo has him trapped in the corner, Yo is kind of close.
Faster. You got to be freaking kidding me, dude.
No, he's going the other way.
Okay. All right,
and Hera's actually coming out really quickly with 2 villagers. Usually we see the double dock in the north, but Hera is going to use that scout to very cleverly block the wolf as it's aggroed on the villager, and he's going to kill that without taking any damage. He will be coming forward to dock this pond.
And he's going to be going galleys on the other side? But hold on, Hera has no gold. Is he not mining gold right now? Hera is going to give up water on the side. Now, what a lot of players have been doing is double dock galleys on the very long side there. I just assumed everyone was going to do that.
Yo got the
Hera's
first
not
hit.
going to do that.
Yo got the first hit with Feudal Age right before Hera got to Feudal. But
It's still
Hera's
2 hits for
actually, Hera's actually even with him. As Yo gets another one, we can see 9 HP versus 5. Hera's trying to pull this back to the Vills. He might end up blocking himself. Yo pulls away at the exact last second, but he's still on the hunt as Yo will start going for those galleys. Hera continues to scout with that king.
It is extremely unlikely. And Yo Scout might go down. Yo Scout might go down. There's a spearman in the middle. Yo Scout went down. Yo Scout went down. That was a great ad there from Hera. We see a lot of players do that to actually kill the hunt. But anyways, Yo without a scout now. Hera can scout freely with the king.
Fish booming? He still doesn't have double bid axe. He's not going for any military whatsoever other than the spearman.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have the additional villagers from being Bengalis and going up to the next stage. You get 2 villagers per town center. But that's kind of equaled out by the melee bonus of going up to the next stage faster. So the economies are still fairly similar.
Listen, I'm just disappointed that he's not going galleys with Bengalis, because I think we all wanted to make that joke.
The Bengalis?
Yeah. So no Navy at all.
Look at that ship heal, though.
I love this from Yo, though, because Yo recognized that if he's adding the dock there that early, he probably is not doing anything with that starting dock.
Yeah.
And so now, like, it's not like he built up to 6 galleys and was waiting for pressure. He just finds instant reward, and now he can add fish. So I don't like Hera's strategy. That's interesting.
Okay.
I don't love Hera's strategy because, while he did have a fishing ship lead for a moment, there's nothing to stop Yo from using those 2 docks to go up to like 6 to 8 fish.
Do you think Hera just plays full relic control here? Like, he goes down there, he fish booms on that pond, he gets the stable up, just scout production, maybe stay in Feudal Age a little bit longer, but you have control over the field.
Yep.
And then try and grab the relics. I mean, it is a very different strategy to what we've seen, but I think if Yo gets up to Castle Age at a reasonable time, which he will with this fish boom that he gets away with in the north, you can just go like Karambits, right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the late game, if both players get to their full potential, the Bengalis is insane.
Yeah.
But it's really expensive, right?
Yeah.
He's
making scouts, dude.
That's going to be a spearman from Yo to return the favor, and he's going to get a spearman over to the deer. And we'll show that one. We didn't show Hera doing it, but it's near the stone area. You can see the little white dots on the mini map.
It's wild that so many people feel the need to heavily contest melee on the water up there to prevent the fishing.
Yeah.
And then Hera just doesn't do anything.
I agree. But, you know, we have seen people invest a lot into the water.
Yeah, and then they don't add fish.
And then they don't add fish, exactly. So I think for Hera, he thinks about it and he's like, I'm still going to have fish. You can't exactly do anything about it. And then, and there's the deer getting taken out. And then I have the area that has the 3 relics, which is great for late game, which we know is coming. Now, I would love to see Yo bring like 2 vills with the spear and try and build a dock there. And then you can stream fire galleys into it. But he hasn't done that yet.
If you feel like you're up faster, which you probably should be, and now Hera's getting the eco upgrade, so he's waiting until he clicked Castle Age there. If you feel like you're up faster, you can send a Ratha down there early with the villagers to try and protect it. Hera will likely build his monastery somewhere down there, though, so you have to be worried about the conversions. Castle Age is actually going to be faster for Hera, which is incredible here.
Yep. The big thing here is Hera also realized he was behind on the Feudal Age eco upgrade, so he'll have those. Yo's getting Loom, which tells me he will bring villagers outside of the walls here. So we'll see. See if those villagers move out. If it's 3 or 4 villagers, it'll probably be for a TC. We do have Yo deleting walls, so his pathing's a bit better. I always get a little stressed. You know, big moments here, players can be a bit shaky. You don't expect it, but what if they accidentally click the castle and press delete? Players don't use safe delete at this level. So that castle would be down, and that would be really bad.
Oh, man. We've got a dock in the middle. Hera's coming forward with the scouts. Yo does have Loom, and he does have a spearman there, and he is adding additional fishing ships.
Yep. And Hera has no way to contest that with the Malay dock vision. Once this dock goes up, nice micro here from Hera, actually. But once that dock is up, it gives Yo vision over the whole shoreline and some of the middle.
And he's coming down with Spearman here. He has reached the Castle Age and doesn't immediately go for an extra town center. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, extra TC. Now that's going to be annoying for Hera because those ships can just attack his wall, which will just open up, some type of opening into his base. There's the monastery from Hera, no surprise. We'll see the scouts all around, and here's 2 villagers from Yo. Now, this is tough. You have to, they move at different speeds, and if you make a mistake, you're going to lose your vills. Hera now knows what's coming. I'd love to see a galley here out of that dock.
Could be good. I mean, those spearmen do have both armor upgrades.
Uh-oh.
So they're actually stronger than normal spearmen, but against the power of the light cav, Yo can't get it done. Yo is trying to wall in the villager. He does.
Woo!
Yo is gaming right now.
Yeah, he is gaming.
Not something we see from him all the time.
Yeah, beautiful play, but at the end of the day, that villager's still stuck there and likely to go down, and that's an amazing find from Hera. I think Yo felt like 2 spearmen was going to be enough. Maybe didn't expect Hera to invest into the light cav upgrade. But for all we made of the fishing situation, sure, Yo has more, but the vill count right now is even. Res collected. Yo is a bit ahead. But yeah, villager ultimately goes down. And we'll need to see the 3rd TC there for Yo. That is not the position I would have expected, but I don't hate it.
That's not the one I would expect either. As we see the POV here, decides to give up the 1 vill. He's trying to quick wall there. He's like, pop, pop. There we go.
That was sick, dude. That's sick. I mean, how many times do we see Yo not even try? That tells you that Yo is feeling really good right now.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in it. Like, if you ask him, he's like, yeah, I
believe in it.
He's like, yeah, I can do it. And he just showed that he can, but he's like, it's not worth it.
Well, I want to say that more. When players don't do something now, I just want to say they don't believe in it.
No, it's 100%.
Yeah, well, he got the quick wall down. Obviously, Hera's like have been incredible here. I think Hera should be going for those 3 relics on the right side right now, like just in case Yo starts to build up some more. Get that transport out there and go for it.
Look at the villager count right now. Very, very even in terms of eco units, but Hera is at 46 villagers. Yo is only at 39. However, Yo is actually taking advantage of the water.
Yep.
And this is something we pointed out the last couple times Malay have lost on this map after they've won water. Heavy investment into it, and then you don't add the fish traps. The question is, like, why?
Yep. Okay, so let's say late game, players get all the techs they want, right? Give me a percentage on how you see the matchup. Obviously, we both think Bengalis are better. But is this like a 55-45 or like a full like 80-20?
If it's like cut right down the middle, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Bengalis is like 90-10.
Okay, so hear me out then. Screw the relics.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have to kill him.
If it goes super late game anyways, then sure. I mean, the guy's got relics. But I really feel as though with the Malay, it's all about the timings here. And so there might be a point where Hera holds, and then we're critical and say maybe you should have gone for relics. But I don't think that the Malay are going to have as much success with that. And Yo's done a really good job so far.
Actually, if Yo holds on to as long as he did yesterday, then Malay starts to swing back in their favor, kind of. Yeah, it's like they're not the greatest late game save, but the late game, the Malay can be beautiful, especially with the fish traps here. Tato didn't have any yesterday to save on wood.
Yep.
And to keep that food coming in very efficiently, but Yo is setting them up.
I think gill nets is missing, which is a big deal there for those.
It's expensive though. Like
you got it later.
Yeah.
Oh,
he got
apparently he got it. Production says, okay, thank you. That terrified me.
That's the first message I've heard from production in a week.
Okay.
He does have safe
I've also been told that Yo is safe to leave.
Well, we're learning all sorts of new things.
All right, cool. Well, anyways, I just wanted to bring that up because I do think that is Yo's approach. Hera obviously farming. We haven't seen players fish trap that shoreline too much because there is some level of risk. If Hera could somehow scout that Yo doesn't have farms, he would 100% drop like 5 docks on the shoreline and imp and go pressure them.
But he doesn't know because no one's taken advantage of this yet. Like they did it in the qualifiers, but no one in the main event has gone full fish trap. And if you weren't expecting this from Yo, then you haven't seen his approach on African reed beds. He loves making those fish traps. He loves getting it set up. And you can see it's already reflecting in the food count, in the gold count. Yo is going to go up really, really fast here.
Yep. Hera will get 2 villagers from each TC he has when he makes it to the Imperial Age.
Imagine he drops like 10.
Yeah, I think in some ways it's actually smart.
Yeah.
I also am curious on how early Hera will get Mahayana because it's expensive, but it frees up more military space. So if you have a civ that is going to make expensive elephants, then you can go up to like 160 eco, Mahayana, and then you can work towards.
You
a little
have
bit more
to
armor.
at least wait till you're 200 pop.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense before 200 pop.
Maybe. Yeah, especially if there's pressure coming towards you, which
You lose so much timing because it's expensive.
yeah. I mean, right now, Yo is flirting with the idea of clicking up, and so is Hera, but we do not see an army. We could see Karambits right now. Some Karambit warriors and villagers moving out across the map.
He's got 28 fishing ships with 6 in the queue.
Yeah. He's going full fish boom, dude.
Fish boom.
Full fish
and there's
boom.
still fish left on the map.
Yep. And fish traps are just better long term. You don't have to think about it. Malay fish traps are cheaper. And also, I think they have like 3 times the amount of food. They have like 2,500. There's a very specific number, which isn't actually that important. But yeah, there's 2,000 anyways. It's a big number. And that means you can free up your villagers to work on other things.
We're going to patiently wait. Patiently wait. I think it's 27, 2,500, 2,300, 2,200.
It's a good trivia question. Bop. Okay, no one would have
2145.
No one would have got that one.
2145.
Oh, so a defensive castle from Yo. I mean, not exactly defensive. It is still towards the middle. This could be for army buildup, but I'm not seeing military. I'm just seeing fishing ships being created by Yo, so he's not satisfied yet.
And Hera, I mean, I would say elephant archers looking at the ranges coming up here, and that would make sense if you're booming up into something, but we know Hera's style, right? He doesn't really enjoy the slow, clunky units that much. It might even be for some sort of like arbalist approach.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
I mean, I know when I said that the relics might not be a big deal, that there was some level of truth to that. But staring at 7 versus 0 relics.
He's almost got 1,000.
Is pretty wild. 1,000 gold has been brought in by Hera, yeah.
And Yo doesn't really have control over that, eastern side of the map yet. Like, Hera still has a gate, so he can run in there if he needs to. Hera now trying to get conversions. Devotion was in from Mr. Yo, but Karambits against Bengali monks is terrible.
Yeah, that's an awful fight.
You lose everything
Bengali
for
monks,
free.
I think Yo just forgot that Bengali monks are so strong. A great attentiveness there from Hera.
He was devoted.
Yeah.
Look at the fish.
It's just, just still haven't really seen Yo build up that large force yet. He's going to just calmly build a TC there.
So what do you do here with Malay? Are you trying to go into the Arbalist, Treb, Bomber Cannon approach?
I think Skirm Karambit is pretty good.
Okay.
Because, yeah, anything that's going to contest your Skirms is going to be cavalry, and the Karambits can deal with that. Hera already shown light cav. Now, Hera might see that dock and think about docking himself.
Yep.
Because that's an exposed dock. So what do you think the safe docks are going to look like?
Yeah, that's a big, big investment. Yo needs to keep an eye on the shorelines at all times. He has ships patrolling there. If Hera manages to take out the fishing eco from Yo, at any point, that is a massive blow to the Malay.
Yep. Again, I'm just thinking about it right now. Like, Hera's eco is still flying. Can you get Mahayana now? It's going to go late. Like, if Yo pushes you, you're going to try and stall because you got the 7 relics. Population space might be worth it. Delete that Navy, Yo. Delete it.
Delete it. Delete it. Delete it.
Thank you. That's all of it. That was close, though. We've seen
was.
some faster conversions today, so I was definitely concerned.
Elite Karambit Warrior on the way. So Yo is going to attempt to take advantage of his timing. If he lets the Elephant Archers build up into a huge mass, it's going to be so tough. And Hera now converting all the fishing ships. He can take the traps
Steal fish
from
traps.
Mr. Yo
Yes.
and then delete them. But the trap has to be idle. So there can be no fishing ship on top of it at the time. Still, good conversions there from Hera. Elite Elephant Archer on the way. All the technologies coming in as Hera now uses those ships to scout and see what sort of extensive fishing eco Mr. Yo has.
What crazy traders you are, you fishing ships. What? You not like the conditions? This is crazy. I mean, if Hera can click the fish traps when the other fish traps aren't actively working on them, they will change color and he can delete.
Yo still has 9 fishing ships in the queue. He's like, I'm not done yet.
Yo, I mean, he's going to have to just stop making fish traps at some point and actually fight, Dave. Because if I'm Hera, I've got 7 relics in the bank. I've been up against the Malay who is an imp faster than me, and I will have at one point been concerned. But the longer this takes to build up from Yo, you're no longer concerned.
Remember,
Elephant archers are just ridiculous.
Remember that there's still a hole into Hera's base in that top side along the water. So Mr. Yo might be able to run in there, but it looks like the Karambits are going to the south. And this is one thing that Mr. Yo does so well. He controls where your army movements are going. So he's just sending the Karambits in here. Hera is trying to quick wall that market.
Market should go down.
And another market there, so Yo can't get in. And then this market is an easy quick wall for Hera, and he pushes the Karambits back into the Elephant Archers. He's trying to get another market wall. Market 7, 8.
Just attack the buildings, Yo. Like, Yo just needs to attack one of these buildings and he's through. That market on the left is an easy pass through. Really surprised Yo didn't realize that in any of these instances, but beautiful play from Hera.
I mean,
he did invest 1,000 wood into that, but he's going to get it back when he deletes the
Yeah, he gets it back, but Yo has pushed the army to the south, so that means he can go for that castle in the middle.
Yeah, that's
because
huge.
Hera was distracted over there, so now he can start pushing with the Trebs, and there's another castle coming forward. Elephant Archers are a huge deal for him. We looked at Yo's eco. 0 farms this game. 0 farms, and it looks like Hera might even be redocking over on the side, so... okay, that's sufficient chance. All right. I was like, red dots over there. Red dots.
Yeah, Dave.
Why would he save those?
Known
He's just
for his
taking your
mini-map
population
awareness.
away.
Castle going up here for Yo, or is it? The Karambit Warriors are not going to do too much against these elephants, but the Skirms are your best answer there. The Trebs from Yo, I like how he timed this, Dave. Yeah, he lost the Karambit Warriors moments ago, but he wanted to pull Hera back, and Hera had every right to be defensive here, but he really needs to have more light cav than he does right now. And once that castle goes up for Yo, it's going to be a triple castle stack for him in the middle, and Hera lost the castle in his base.
Still 69, 70 now on food for Hera. He can keep these units coming out for a while. These units are so tanky. Mr. Yo is trying to save the Trebs. He won't be able to. The castle is up. The Elephant Archers need to retreat, but if Hera ever gets a big mass of Elephant Archers with Mahayana now on the way, it's going to be absolutely devastating for Mr. Yo.
I'm shocked, actually, that Yo has not walled this right-hand side. Like, Hera will take that opportunity to raid anytime you give it to him, and this feels like the obvious moment to think about it. That right side where Hera walled, there's a gate. So Hera could run in and raid all those resources. Yo is wide open, but both players focused here, Dave, and it makes sense. Yo's fist traps are getting considerably less efficient here.
Things are happening.
But it's okay.
There we go. There's the castle for Mr. Yo. So he thinks about locking it down now.
Yeah. I think this army comp for Hera is so good, but it's just so expensive. He only has 10 Elephant Archers. He does have full upgrades now, but I think you need to get like 30 or 40. I think Hera accidentally signaled the map and is now apologizing. Didn't need to do that.
In the middle of this game, like signaling. You know, it's not the most polite thing to do.
Yeah,
in
it
1v1.
wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. They're clicking a million times here.
Love it.
And Hera spots that Yo is trying to siege push here. And he's going to put an end to that, and he also sees the castle now from Yo. Now, I'm also not a big fan of that castle, because Hera can just treb that on the other side of the walls. But again, a lot's happening, and Yo is the one with that population lead.
What a series we have on our hands here. Kind of unexpectedly coming into this one, and Mr. Yo, he's brought the fire today, and he's pushing forward with the skirmishers. However, he only has that first armor upgrade. So those Elephant Archers are eating.
You just need so many skirms to be able to one-shot an elephant.
Yeah.
It's a population efficiency problem.
Capped Ram, though, coming in for Mr. Yo, is going to try and get that push going. I think we see Ram from Mr. Yo more than any other player here.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, we did see it from Tato against him at one point when Tato was Malay. But you can see how difficult it is right now to kill those elephants. Those elephants are going to get ridiculous amount of kills. But still, Hera's not pushing. I do believe he's trebbing on the right-hand side. We can look at that, and he is. That is a wasted castle there from Yo.
Yo's got a bomber cannon coming out over there.
Yo's also has quite a few monks converting the elephants, which I think is a really nice touch here.
Bengalis do get conversion resistance, though, for their elephants. So
yeah, I mean,
a little bit tough to get them. I love the stone walls behind from Yo. He's going to prevent the light cav from running through there and raiding. He knows exactly who he's fighting up against. Hera will love to do that. Bomber cannon is out, but it's too late to save the castle over there. And Yo is still investing stone to repair castles himself as he tries to hold this position.
Hera actually has 190 pop right now, but the game says at the top left 170. That's because of that Mahayana upgrade. So that
Another
just
marker
is
wall.
so good for Hera. I'm so glad he got that tech. He also should get the other unique tech, which adds attack speed to elephants.
Pikes.
Pikes, yeah. And so that upgrade is, not having that upgrade, excuse me, means these things are far from maxed out here.
Why should he get pikes, T90?
His
Yo's
opponent's not
making
even making
skirmishers.
Yeah. Siege Engineers for Hera, elephant numbers still so
Bombard
large
Tower
here.
from Yo again.
Wow.
Again, that's like the 5th game in NAC where he's researched Bombard Tower.
I mean, it just can't help but feel like as Hera's relocating from his main base with that king, I can't help but feel like Hera's a little worried right now. He hasn't raided at all. He hasn't, like, that right side's still exposed. Normally you're seeing Lightcav head there. I think it's going to click for him at some point, but he's running low on gold.
The gold is brutal, but he has 4,000 collected with the relics. Yo controlling that middle area. It will matter later. It doesn't matter now. As Hera is pushing forward, he's not trickle trapping. He's sending 4 trebs forward, and I'm not seeing the bombard cannons we need for Mr. Yo to push this back. So great push there from Hera with the massive elephant archers. Yo protecting the capped rams, still trying to push into Hera's base, but that castle will go down.
Yeah, no masonry either here for Yo, so that castle's going to fall, and Yo needs to make a move here. Yo sees that flag, and I'm sure he's hoping that that is the king in there, but it is not. Just some eco. Yo's got 62 Karambit warriors, but Hera's got 35 almost fully upgraded Bengali elephant archers.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Yo's just trying to get conversions on those, right? If you convert an elephant archer, it takes the rest of the group a long time to kill it. But with that conversion resistance, with devotion, Hera is managing to push forward here. And now he's got murder holes, so all of those Karambits will die around the castle.
Yep.
Was an impressive army there from Mr. Yo. It's not going to be an army at all the next time.
And look at all the bills that are there, right? Hera, who was running low on golds, but he's going to have access to plenty of it, plus the 7 relics. And this is the point of the game that when the Bengalis get to, the Malay just cannot compete. The Karambit warriors are actually all melting, and Hera's going to end up holding this position with repairs and also the elephant archers. And Yo maybe has one more big push in him to have a chance here, I think.
Yeah, total res collected, 10K ahead for Hera, even
Crazy.
with the fishing ships.
Yep.
It's wild, right? And the farm count is super solid for him. He's got Mahayana, so he can afford 130 bills and still 62 army, and he's still got population space available to him. On top of that, as Yo is now housed, Yo is trying to respond to this superior Bengali tech tree, and this is even before the unique tech came in for Hera. It's on the way right now.
Yep, and it's just such an easy stack for Hera now, especially now that those castles are gone. It feels like he's going to be in such a good spot.
However,
Karambit warriors are coming through.
However, we were saying all these things about Mr. Yo yesterday in the Koreans game when he was getting pushed back.
Don't however me right now against 7
Do
relics.
not however me right now.
I mean, that's all well and true, but like I think a big reason he came back was because Koreans spend way less wood on things and it became a wood game.
Yep.
And then also he had 5 relics.
Yep.
This is 7 versus 0. This isn't like 5 versus 2. And Hera, even though he lost some eco this game,
Look
has
how
expanded that
orderly.
eco perfectly.
Look at how orderly Hera builds in his base.
Yep.
It's actually disgusting. He's got all of the archer ranges lined up. The farms are nice in place, nice and tight. Like,
hey,
dude.
hold on.
Oh,
that
yeah,
farm.
whoa.
Hold
There was
on.
one.
This guy,
There was one there.
clickbaits with my farms.
Vodka refuses.
You guys saw it. Everybody saw it.
Absolutely refuses to comply.
All right. Well.
Insubordination.
Lycav and the Vodka can't even find it. Come on, never mind. Lycav and Elephant Archers continuing to engage. Res collected for Hera still insane. One of those gold piles for Yo in the middle gone. Is actively mining the one right next to this fight, but I do not think you can compete. People are going to say Halp can change things. Well, expect the Halp to die to the Elephant Archers, and then the Skirms can't get in close and up to these Elephant Archers. This is just the perfect comp.
Yeah, you got to kill him before he gets to this composition.
Yep.
That's just the unfortunate reality with Malay against Bengalis. You can't let him get here.
If you can get to like 60 Karambits, I wouldn't mind a run to try and kill the king.
Well, he is pushing in at the bottom with something. Never mind.
Well, like 5 Karambits.
Maybe a transport ship across?
Yeah, I
with
mean,
some armies, something like that?
I think everyone should try it if the opportunity's there, but Hera's pushing so actively and so fast, it's actually more likely Hera's going to kill his king.
Yo still has a ridiculous amount of res in terms of food and gold. He's just kind of struggling for wood here, and he's got no stone left. But what do you make? That's the problem.
Yeah.
You can't really make elephants yourself because the Malay elephants are just so weak, even though they're cheap.
Correct.
Like, Hera's still going to rip right through those things. The Karambits are now coming out. They're taking out one trip. They're taking out a second one. They're getting a third, and they might even get the fourth. Wow.
Yeah, very well played. He ends up getting that, so that kind of stalls it for Yo, which maybe gives Yo an opportunity to think about that stipe. Now, players are never going to research treason because, unfortunately, it notifies the enemy. It would give Hera a warning. But you do have that option to research that to find out where the enemy king is located. Can we see, what is Hera's king in? Is it in a castle?
It's in a castle.
Yeah, that's
you
probably
never
fine.
find that. Unless.
I mean, if Hera thinks there's a Treb in there and needs more Trebs right now and sends the king forward.
Look at the population.
Yeah.
GG.
GG, what a final so far. It's 2-2. We do have an established break period here for the players and the casters. We'll be back with you soon. We're going to hop in here with Dash and Nilly and hear what they have to say about this one. But this was the final everybody wanted, and the games have been incredible. Someone wrote Kevin on their stomach here.
This is the Home Alone kid. No, that's
They're looking for him still.
Macaulay?
They're still looking for him.
Kevin?
That was interesting. I assumed it was going to be Yo or Hera, but, you know, maybe they go a ways back. But, oh, my goodness, Dave, what a final so far. This has been so good.
That's sick. And even in that game, Mr. Yo, that he lost there, he almost had the timing he needed. It's just Hera's too good. You can't let him get away with 7 relics and just completely almost uncontested in that southern area.
I think, like, the fish trap thing, for as exciting as it was, it took way too long.
Maybe
man.
too many.
Way too long.
He went for 40-something of it.
Yeah,
you need to push with the castles faster.
Yeah, I would have preferred just straight, like, 100 Karambits. Don't even try and go skirms.
Maybe.
Because the elephant number is so low.
Yeah, as soon as you're going into skirms, you've already kind of lost at that.
Yeah. It just takes it's another tech, whole side of the tech tree you've got to invest into, and it just took too much time. But yeah, I think in general the approach there just perfect from Hera though. Able to get those relics, knew the Bengali late game would win that matchup. So we're going to send it over to Dash and Nilly
and Mem
to talk about to talk about the final so far, and we'll be back with Game 5 soon.
The players taking a 5-minute break. Obviously, pretty intense set. Best of 9 can go quite long. And Memp, after game 3, you were extremely happy with Mr. Yo's approach.
Yeah, he's playing amazing. I think he's playing the way he has to do. Create some chaos in the game, not let the game go for the meta game. I mean, he tried also in Arena, as you could see. Well, it shows what is more the movie map that we know. But Hippopotamus there with the Tuvalis kill early, he created an advantage that, Hera couldn't ever come back. And then in Copenhagen, we have seen what he is able to do, Mr. Dash.
I think in some ways we're lucky that we're sitting at 2-2 and it's not Yo up 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
That arena game, I don't think there's many players who can defend against what Yo brought forward, right? I think on the verge of defeat in a couple moments there for Hera, and so very happy to be tied up at 2-2 in this.
Yeah, and maybe we start thinking a bit about the arena game, right? Because it was super aggressive, third castle there, 5 Vitorias behind. Man, what are we thinking? What could have maybe changed that Portuguese could have won there?
We were watching the games here with players like Andy. Andy was telling that instead of trying to match up the Imperial time, that he should have done more army. If we think about that, he was having the map control with 2 castles at the end, even a third one, but he never really pushed it or killed it a lot. Never got you remember he got 20 army, 20 organ guns? I don't remember at all. I'm more than 2-3 monks. I think he needed more army instead of going really quick because he did 5 Vitorias, but never got the mass. Got the map control, but never got a lot of army.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so tough when you're playing Portuguese. You feel like you're running out of gas, right? Vitorias, as nice as they are, they're still not going to be as efficient as that same population space spent in villagers. I know as well you had brought up the idea, with those Hussars coming forward, if maybe the Halberdiers are positioned properly to defend there, then he holds them off just long enough. But it seemed like, Hera, he finds his moments to strike. And with a couple bombard cannons and, 20 Hussar, he takes the game back.
Yeah, for me, the 2 key takeaways were shortly before Mr. Yo was reaching Imp, right? just a minute away from block printing. He lost 3 crucial monks there. When Hera was at 3 farmers, mainly focused on the bombard cannon micro, he didn't have to do anything else. Sniping those monks, and then it's way, way easier to push. And then we feel like after we saw all the Hussar and bombard cannons pushing from the left-hand side with the halberdiers, it feels like if like 16 halberdiers are taking a reasonable engagement through the center of the map, he can maybe hold his 5 Victoria.
Yeah.
I think really Mr. Yo couldn't imagine that he was having that amount of hussars. That's why he was doing the halberdiers there. He was reading the game. He thought that he did more damage than he really did. And that's why he did the barracks there. If he got the barracks at home, he could defend. And then if you get that time that the Victorias give you, probably he could come back. Who knows?
Yeah. Hippopotamus. That was a nice strategy there, right? We have seen it a bit in previous tournament, NAC4, that people tried to villager rush. We didn't like this too much of a strategy because we felt it was so dominant. Therefore, we moved the TCs further out. But Mr. Yo, apparently not far enough out for his liking.
I like it though. In the finals, right? Bring that strategy back when it feels like the meta has completely shifted. I think so often in finals, that's the time to kind of bring out that one creative or small difference to an approach that can absolutely flip a game on its head. And I mean, he played that one brilliantly. Well, I was still impressed with how Hera held on, right? I mean, getting the dock up in the left ear. Almost found a couple disgusting demos as well. Found 1 for 3 villagers. There was an opportunity to maybe get 5 a little earlier that was scouted by a spear. So, I mean, again, still playing on kind of like a knife's edge throughout all of this.
And soon we will jump into the upcoming games. Memp, if you were Hera's coach now and you see, okay, Mr. Yo is throwing in some curveballs, how does Hera try to win 3 more maps?
Well, I think he's doing the right thing. Like, except in Hippopotamus, even in Scholz, he was doing his gameplay. He has to keep playing the same, but be a little bit more aware about this potential early aggression that Mr. Yo is trying to create, that chaos, to bring the game on his initiative, right? And I think how he's playing is doing really well. After the first game, I was worried. I was worried because yesterday against the Viper was incredibly well. We all saw, right? And people also in the mid-tab was also worried as well. I can tell also that I was in the mid-tab, and people are happy today. They are watching a really close series. And thank you so much for those people that are there watching and get hype. What are the maps left? Mr. Northern... also, the problem is that, look at the map that we have. Northern Crossing, he cannot really create big chaos there. Maybe some landing in that one?
I think that I actually wanted to say Northern Crossing is a perfect map to create some chaos, right? We can go for some landing. We could go for the forward archer range. We have seen some tower approaches there as well. We see the late Koreans for Hera. Feels pretty likely there. But against Byzantines, water fights will be tricky as well.
Or Dravidians.
Dravidians could also be. What map would excite you the most, Dash?
What map would excite me the most? Well, a piece of me just wants to go back to Langanati because it delivered such an amazing game in that, final moments for Tato Yo yesterday, and I want to see how Hera might respond on it. And then dry graveyards because, I mean, I like Arabia. We didn't get Arabia, and that's the closest thing to it. So those would probably be, for me, the most exciting maps remaining.
And what are we hoping for in the second half now?
Oh, I won for 9 games. I mean, 9 games. I won 9 games. I'm just checking the maps closer. And I think we're going to have a very close series. We have already. African Red Beast, that is one of my favorites. And I think that's going to be a banger map, and hopefully it's going to be really aggro. I'm really curious about Fortified Clearing. What is going to have there Mr. Yo prepare? Because he has to do something. Because if he's playing the standard, I'm sorry to say, but for me, Hera has the advantage here.
Probably that. And the players took their 5-minute break. We will send it over to Dave and T90 again.
I'm getting subbed in.
Subbed in. Dash is taking over. By the way, if you love all those numbers on all the overlays, the tool is called CaptureH, providing us with all the great information. It is free, and you could also get a premium version there. Gives you some more features like playback and such. Just comes with the game. And now more games with T90 and Dave.
Was he trying to say dad there or dash?
I have no clue. I have no clue. Nilly's mind was already in game 5. Let's be honest. Obviously, short break here for both of us. Thank you guys for sticking with us. I'm hoping for 9 games, just like Mem said.
Yep.
I've seen the civs. We'll speculate a bit. The maps, I really do think that we can get to 8 or 9 games here. But this next one feels like a big one, Dave, right? They've gone back and forth so far. Who's going to be the next person to jump out on top?
I think if Yo wants to keep his momentum going in this set, he really needs this win.
Yep.
He needs it more than Hera does because Hera is the favorite here. He could easily claw back from a deficit, right? He's done it here already, and we should be into the game shortly. It was Yo's pick. He had Northern Crossings available. I believe Langanati was also available on Hera's side. We had Fortified Clearing, right? So where are we going? We're going to Northern Crossings. Hera is playing Koreans. Yo playing the Byzantines. I think with this Civ matchup, Yo actually has a decent shot to take this one.
Yeah, let's break down how this map works, right? So this used to be Northern Isles, and then you had 2 separate islands. Now you have that crossing, and Yo's transport ship is going directly over that crossing. But the transport ships is something you start with here. That's not something that players have to invest into. So that allows you to scout a little bit, but also just incentivizes a lot of land play.
Yeah, and it just gives you a ton of options, right? Earlier in the group stage, we saw Yo come forward with 2 castles, 1 on each side. It didn't work out for him, but that's not something you would have seen in the old version of Northern Crossings. So this gives you, Northern Isles, it used to be called. Northern Crossings now because of that, obviously. But also, another factor on this map is whether you dock at the back or whether you dock at the front. Either way, your opponent is going to know exactly where you're docking because that transport ship will have scouted your entire island if they're doing the right things with that unit.
Byzantine fire ships are insanely strong. So in a naval battle, it is going to be Byzantines normally coming out on top. However, if the ranged units get masked by the Koreans, they can begin to micro down those ships, and that's exactly Hera's skill set. He loves to have the ranged units. He loves to be microing. So I think the key to open up the success that you could potentially have on water actually goes back to land, because Hera's not going to be able to micro with one group against those fires if he's got things happening at his base. So my expectation, my guess here, is Yo's going to understand that, and Yo will try and make it messy with some villagers either walking across the map or just transporting.
I kind of want to know if Andrea is going to say yes. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that at all.
I think
was
we
too
just
busy
had a
talking.
proposal in the donations.
Oh,
it was
did
blocking.
we?
It was blocking my texture. I don't know if it's serious. Andrea, check.
What if she's like, you spent how much?
Not now.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, I guess I'll have to donate again to update everybody. But, man, she's like, you picked Northern Crossings? You know I'm an Arena fan.
Yeah,
Why didn't you do it in
exactly.
the first game?
Exactly. Koreans on the other side for Hera. They're saving wood for their ships. It's beautiful, right? The villagers with the extra line of sight is actually a really solid bonus here.
Yeah.
If Yo decides to sneak forward, Hera might see that a little bit faster. Turtle ships are great, but we'll see what Hera pulls out. I assume he's going to be the defensive player again. I think Yo is going to come forward with something, and we'll see if those faster attacking fire ships, like you mentioned, are going to be the things to make the difference. Hera is actually on the way to the feudal age first. Mr. Yo still has 2 villagers queued, so it looks a little bit more like a fast castle type of build for him.
Yo's transport ship scouts that Hera has now docked to the front, because he scouted the whole back side there, actually, if you look at his Fog of War again. So that will tell him a lot of if he feels like he could potentially pressure. But I think this is honestly just going to be 2 docks feudal age play here from Hera, and Yo might just be going for a fast castle here, Dave. It feels like with the way he's walling up, the way he's still making villagers, he's got fishing ships on the back, that he is thinking about fast castle instead of feudal age.
Yeah, he's definitely thinking about fast castle.
Yeah.
There's no way, right? And then the obvious question is, like, what do you do with it initially? Are you sending the villagers in the transport ship like Hera is right here to get some forward positions? I wonder where this villa is going. I would assume it's for some sort of back dock shenanigans. But if you actually look at Yo's Island, the 2 golds, those 2 relics, and the wood lines, and the stone, and the deer, all in that area.
Fair, yeah.
If Hera gets a forward position here, could be problematic for Yo.
Well, it might be a why not both situation here for Hera, too. He might choose to dock and then eventually get a guard tower down there. That would deny the wood line and those golds. Now, Hera doesn't exactly know what Yo is or isn't doing right now, but he knows it would have been difficult for him to kill the fish had he not come forward. I think Yo will be surprised by this, and every other time I've seen this forward dock happen, the player with the back fish, things start to really fall out of control economically.
I mean, Yo is the Byzantines. So if there's ever a civ you want
Andrea says, no, sorry.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, whoever proposed did not think that one through. Oh, man. But yeah, you're
Where
right.
were we?
Yo is the Byzantines, right? And Yo being the Byzantines is in a position to defend with fires. But Yo has to scout that. I'd love to see his vision here and see, does he know about this? I'm guessing right now he doesn't know that that dock is on the backside of his base there from Hera.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does. And Hera's going for another building. We get the confirmation. Yo has no idea, even with free town watch, that the dock is there. He's going for a market, blacksmith as well, and there's the archer range for Hera. Now, Koreans do get the armor automatically, but Hera will still need to invest into the archers, into fletching, whatnot, and Yo will already be on the way to the castle age. So Hera's going to be playing catch-up here in terms of age uptime.
Cannot lose your scout. It's a risk from both. Who do the AoE gods favor? The AoE gods favor Hera.
Damn.
And now Yo doesn't have scouting on Hera's base. Hera already scouted Yo's base. And that means that Yo will not be able to scout where the archers are coming from.
Yeah, and Yo's just sending those fishing ships back. He's got a fire on the way. He's on the way to the castle age, but Hera has disrupted him a little bit, and we still question what is Yo's game plan here with this fast castle. Is it just water? Or is he planning on transporting some villagers? That's really nice to snipe the scout from Hera, so he doesn't have any idea either.
I think forward docking into fires to disrupt Hera's fish and return the favor there is really good.
Yeah.
Can we see Yo's vision here? Because right now he's got Town Watch in. Before he didn't. I'd love to see his Fog of War. He can see the range, right? Okay, so at one point he noticed that. So you can think about maybe Siege, Dave? Or a second TC in a safe area, and then probably a forward dock. But there's the forward dock right there.
He snuck past with the transport ship, although I think Hera is still chasing after it on the left. Hera's going after the transport ship. It's a little bit faster than the fire galley. So Yo gets away with that for now. He still can't fish, and Hera has 3 fishing ships working away at all times. Hera's also spotted the forward dock there from Yo, but Castle Age will be in 30 seconds. Hera still not even close to clicking up.
Hasn't clicked up yet. I mean, his resources are going to feel pretty strong when he makes it to the next stage, but for now, he's even getting fletching here, so he's really hoping to get value from these archers. I think Yo is walled up pretty nicely. The main area he's exposed is his gold, but because of the vision he has, again, especially now we need to see Yo's Fog of War. With Byzantines, he's going to see so much, and those archers aren't going to do anything with fletching there. They're just going to sit behind that wood line.
It is a brutal area for Hera to have something forward in, though. We went over the golds and the stone and the relics and everything that's sitting there. It's really, really brutal if Yo can't take control of that. And it might not be an area that he really wants to invest in. You said the archers with fletching weren't going to do anything. Yo will have tons of warning that these are coming, but they do kick him off of that gold, and he doesn't have any other options.
I'm really surprised Yo is going for Monastery instead of Siege Workshop. It feels like Siege could be the obvious play against the archers. But maybe he's planning on using monks to convert some of Hera's ships or something. Who knows? He's got to get the repairs in here. Hera's numbers, even with the lesser upgrades here, really helping him. And the archers are actually looping around in awkward times for Yo at the moment.
Great pressure from Hera. Definitely great pressure. You can see he's got 35 villagers, 5 fishing ships as well. Mr. Yo, 29 vills, and that's it as he loses 1. So bump that down to 28. He doesn't have the resources to really keep up the production that Hera has going forward, but he manages to snipe not 1, not 2. He snipes 2 fishing ships.
Yeah, so, I mean, Hera's still able to add more. If you look to the back of Hera's island, this is super smart from Hera. Hera going for the free fish boom back there. And this feels like Hera's done just enough to continue to apply pressure to Yo. Normally that faster castle age with Byzantines does so much more.
Yep.
So if Hera can just click up to castle, the game's still going to go late, but Hera will have good map control on land. He'll have good Navy numbers on water to work with. I mean, it is 11 ships right now against 1 on the water. And oh my goodness, Yo, conversion? How did he not get a conversion?
He doesn't get a conversion.
And the monk's going to die. Wait, no.
He's going to dodge.
Oh,
Monk
my
dies.
God.
Nice snipe there from Hera. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe he got that one.
Yeah, it feels like a conversion could have happened there for Yo, but he's got some lucky ones as well here in this final. And second TC is something Hera will see. So I'd like that TC from Yo, but he still does have to think about that right-hand side. Yeah, I mean, all of his golds and stones are there. That's going to be critical. And I want to see Hera. This is not something Hera does. Make a tower there, dude. If you're going to be in Castlage with Koreans, I feel like tower control is so important.
He adds a stable instead. So he's going to keep pressuring over here. Hera is adding fish behind. He's added 6 fishing ships behind here. I think Yo is the type of player to loop the fire ship around there.
Yeah, I
sooner
agree.
rather than later. He's not going to let that go. He's going to take a look at it and see if Hera is fishing on the water that he has no presence on yet. Demolition ship also on the way from Mr. Yo. Scorpion coming out, another monk coming out. He's trying to catch up in the villager counts.
He's going to try, and yeah, he's going back there for the fish. But then from that forward dock, what you do here is you pop out with the fire, or just anything to get Hera to move ships
Yeah,
in
cluster
the
them
same
up.
spot.
Yep.
And then you hop out with the demo. For now, he's being patient.
But Hera's got so many fire galleys. He's got 12.
I know, it's incredible. And okay, like this is prime demo territory.
Demoable. That's what this is.
No!
This is demoable.
Oh
And he
my
only
God.
kills 1, but how much damage did those do?
Yeah.
Yo, trying to convert the archers. He gets 1, but he doesn't get the others, and he loses 2 more monks. That's actually crazy.
That's insane. He's lost like 3 or 4 monks to archers, and Hera hasn't invested a lot at all. Hera will win on water here. Look at Hera's resources, Dave. Hera's got a massive lead here in Game 5.
Demoable. In the center.
Boom.
Yep. And he
It's
gets
so
another.
sad. It's like if he just had a couple more fires with it,
Yeah.
it could have changed everything there. Now Hera's able to get his upgrades, and I love the
It's-
pressure from Hera here.
It's
This has
just
been
so
good.
weird that Yo went for that monastery first and not the siege work.
I know. I think players are so players want monks out for so many different reasons these days, and maybe it felt natural for him to go monastery if his opponent had ships, because he could convert some of the ships.
Yeah.
But that you're absolutely right, and I mentioned it. You had to go siege workshop, and the archers would have never done this. And the siege could have helped against the ships as well. But now, Hera's going to have Lycav out, and Yo's really not going to have any map control.
I mean, Yo has eclipsed Hera in terms of the villager count overall right now. Hera still has those fishing ships, so eco units Hera is ahead, but total villagers in favor of Yo, as Yo now goes for another dock on the left side. Hera has added a siege workshop here, though. You mentioned the light cab. It's going to be difficult for Mr. Yo with only 1 gold available to him, and Hera having such a huge placement on that valuable side of his island. Mr. Yo needs to kick him off sooner rather than later.
When Hera walked...
A TC
to
there,
go-
really?
Not ideal. When Hera walked, Dave, to build that dock, his eyes were probably lighting up when he saw double gold.
Yeah, and
He's
a
probably
relic.
like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What is this? I
And
mean,
the deer.
Yeah, it's worked out. I mean, he could have so easily just gone to the other side, or maybe some of the golds would have spawned over there. But this is really fortunate for Hera, but you can't really even use that word because he's taking advantage of it.
Archer, converted Archer, gets the
Oh!
Mangonel. No way, we were questioning the monks. It was all part of the plan. Everything's coming together here for Mr. Yo.
Wow, that's sick. Lycav, though, are angry about that one. And Yo might need to go for an attack round. A little split micro there from Hera. Now the TC will be able to weaken the Lycav, and then villagers need to repair instantly if you're Yo. You cannot lose this. You cannot lose this, Yo. You got more villagers to repair.
He's
the
hammering
Lycav are
away.
still running around.
He's hammering away. The TC is incredibly weak.
Oh, man. This is Lycav without bloodlines, and the TC still aren't killing him here.
He
The
still
double
hasn't
armor
lost
is
the
killing it.
Mangonel.
I
He
can't
still
tell what's
hasn't.
happening.
Oh, my goodness, the Mangonel goes down.
Wow.
And the town center was doing nothing.
And if you think about it from Hera's perspective, even if you lose your Lycav there and don't kill the Mangonel, where's all the pressure right now?
It's on Yo's base.
All the pressure's on Yo. Exactly. It doesn't have to be perfect for you. You just got to keep doing the same. And Hera, untouched at home, has the fish boom, and can build up his economy in a bunch of different ways.
Okay, Redemption can be good for Mr. Yo in such a compact base, but we saw Hera have absolutely no fear running in there before with the light cav.
Yep. I mean, game number
Oh,
one.
good gates. Good gates, actually. Prevents there from being an opening that Hera can go through and snipe those, but Hera will just comfortably sit under that town
Yep.
center and snipe the villagers.
It's a unit that costs food and no gold, and you're taking valuable trades against gold units. You're going to make this every single day. Still just wonder, will Hera go
Does
for
Yo
a
have
castle now?
sanctity?
We're about to find
He does.
out.
He does.
We're about
He
to
does.
find
He
out.
does. He
Hera
does.
could
He
lose
does.
both of
He
his
does. He
mangonels.
does. He does.
Hera loses both of his mangonels.
And Yo loses both of his mangonels.
Well, I mean, who actually had ownership there? Don't you have to own in the Mangonel for like at least a minute?
There's some
Or-
licensing issues.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what the rules are, but okay. So Hera building up stone. Do you build the castle on the right side of Yo's base, or do you build it maybe in the middle, where the extra stones and golds are?
I think you I think you gotta keep contesting that right side of Yo's base.
Okay.
It's gonna be so difficult for Yo to push out over there.
Yeah.
Just like even the choke points there are gonna be so annoying. Yo needs to like chop through the wood before he can even think about that as Yo tries to hide a villager behind this fire. Light Cav are over here, though, continuing to be annoying, and Hera is going to go for that castle on the left side instead. What an aggressive castle there from Hera. Yo has no Mangonels or anything, but he does have the monks to convert this. If Hera gets this converted, I think he might need to think twice about this castle placement.
Well, he's going to kill. He's got Light Cap for the monk. Yo is nothing.
He's got nothing.
Yo is nothing. That castle's going to go up. That could end the game right there. Yo would have no gold. I thought this would go late, and Yo's probably banking on that being the Byzantine.
He's got a Mangonel.
He might have another one.
He has a Mangonel in
Here
the
in a
base,
second.
and he's trying to convert the Mangonel from Hera. He gets it. Attacks the villagers. The Light Cav are still coming in, and that Mangonel is ever so slowly rolling through Yo's farming economy. Hera still has the Light Cav. He can't give this up in conversion. He's going to manage to snipe the monk as Yo tries to attack ground. Hera needs to get this castle up.
Hera.
Yo needs to
Hera.
just out-repair the
Hera.
damage from the Light Cav.
Be very careful here, Hera.
The Light Cav are going down. Tristan, he's
Hera.
got the Mangonel. What's
Hera.
the castle at?
What's happening?
85%!
No! He has the lead. He's had the position, Dave. He just could have gone
Wall
for
it
a
off
safe castle.
now. Stone, he doesn't have any stone houses, anything. Wall it off.
Yeah, and now more Light Cav need to come from Hera. That castle's still really close to going
It's
up.
still really close. The Mangonel
Mangonel's
is
been
not
pushed
there.
away. They're all weak. Will Hera pull him back? Will Hera pull him back? He pulls him back. That was so smart.
Shoot! 96%.
It's going to go up, Dave. It'll go up right here. And never a doubt for Hera.
Oh my
And the castle
goodness.
goes up, and Yo's whole economy's next to this. What does Yo do now? That was insane. Hera's going to build a TC there, by the way. So he's just going to boom up right next to his opponent's base. Might as well take the stone. You already have the golds on the under control. Might as well take the stone as well. Is Hera going to go for another castle on the other side? I think he is. I think I see
Why
villagers.
not? Why not? Yo doesn't have anything
Well,
to stop it. He has
well,
no gold, or he has no stone income whatsoever.
I
Can't
agree.
go for a castle.
I agree with the sentiment, but after Hera's first castle, I can think of a few reasons why not. But you're right. Light Cav can continue to move forward here. Beautiful wall there from Yo. And Yo's just stuck. Like, how many players are still going to play on in this position? I know it's the final, but
ACCM, Mr. Yo.
And that's the end of the.
It's
That's
a
the end
short
of the
list.
Yeah. Okay. Towers also a safe move. There was the first tower here from Hera.
Oh
And
man,
Yo
this is
does
so
not-
ugly. He's chopped his way through, but what are we gonna do here, Yo? Where are we going with this? Hera goes for
built.
another tower. He could even add turtle ships right now.
Feels like
Monks
Hera,
are coming forward from Hera to convert the villagers too.
Feels like Hera just needs to repair that tower. Hera needs to repair and then build the other tower, and then all those vills will die. The Light Cav are still going to be coming out of the stable. We might see Siege as well. And like we said, Yo just doesn't want to call this because he does not want to give Hera the lead again in the series, but it seems like it's just inevitable right now.
He has managed to wall off the other gold. The one to the north of that.
True.
Yeah, he somehow managed to wall
True.
off the other gold, so he has gold access once again, but look at the resources from Hera and compare them to the resources from Mr. Yo.
Yeah, this is really bad. I mean, Hera could click up to the Imperial Age. Hera could also drop more towers to be able to push that gold in a moment. And Yo just continuing to send villagers here to the slaughter. And, you know, I'm not seeing anything change right now, but Yo clearly feels like he can do this. I'm tempted to switch to Yo's BOV to see if he's looking at something we're not right now, because he's completely surrounded. This guy's a freaking madman.
No, Yo is just going in. He's just right-clicking. He's just sending the barn. The villagers looking for those towers. Hera trying to quick wall a villager in on another tower with a spearman attacking it as Mr. Yo pulls the villagers outside of the war zone. There's no resources over there, though, and the tower does go up, so now it's a 3-tower stack with monks healing Hera's villagers as Yo's villagers are trying to batter down the tower, and Yo very cleverly places a town center slightly outside of the range of Hera's tower as he sends more. The entire economy is flooding its way into this side of the map, but Yo decides it's not worth it, and he calls the GG.
I mean, you can't say he didn't try, right? He believed a lot more than I did. He believed a lot more than you did. He believed a lot more than I think anyone did at that point. Hera goes up 3-2, and it's been an amazing series so far. But what a great job from Hera there to go forward and take some level of initiative. It completely countered the fast castle plan there from Yo. Yo felt as though he was going to have some time, could build up towards Byzantine Castle Age ships and have success. And he couldn't get enough ships out. Hera just had too many, combined with great map control from Hera. I also loved the Archer edition. I think Yo probably didn't expect the Archers to get the value that it did.
I think the Archer edition is really bad if Yo just plays Siege Workshop.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, just play Siege or wall off the other side where they came into the gold. You have town patrol. By the time those archers are heading in, you have more than enough time to add some walls. Yo just pulled them away and counted on his monks to push them away. Hera managed to snipe those down again. It's Yo really underreacted to that forward from Hera, and he got punished for it so much because all of the resources he needed were on that side.
Well, that's the thing about reacting, right? When you are the one reacting, it is very easy to under or overreact. So if you were to do that, if you underreact in this case, you can get punished. Sometimes you overreact, and then your opponent is sitting back at home, tech switching against whatever you went for. And that's why I like the theme in this series has actually been the aggressor coming out on top more often than not. We did have game number 1 with some excellent defense, and the excellent defense was from Hera. If you missed that arena game, you'll want to go back and watch it. But what map of all these maps, if there's anyone in particular, do you think Yo should go for next to tie this up?
What maps? African reed beds, maybe? What does he have left?
He's got reed beds. I think we have graveyards on the side of
Graveyards,
Hera.
Yanganati on Hera's side. Graveyards, fortified clearing. I think you have to go with one of Hera's home maps here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think you have to go maybe graveyards. So it's reed beds.
Also, Bengalis and Malay were played on each side. We'll get that reflected there on screen here in a moment. But it will be reed beds, which means if Yo wins and tie it up 3-3, the final 3 games will all be on Hera's home maps.
Hera's home maps.
Based on how this is played out. That's a pretty big deal.
I mean, Yo's played all of those.
And that's what I was just going to say.
Everyone here is good on every single map. It's just what specific strategy you have in place.
Yep.
Burmese, again, in the pool. We saw the Burmese pick on fortified clearing, the attempted forward castle.
Attempted being the key word.
Well, it did go up.
Yeah, true.
I think.
True.
Just nothing.
So Japanese were on the random ban list, which you can't really prepare for as a player. There's a civ that's very similar to Japanese, I feel, and that's the Dravidians.
Yep.
And we haven't talked as much about the Dravidians here in this tournament, but because of Japanese being out of the picture and Japanese normally being pretty good picks on African reed beds, I could see Yo going for Dravidians. What do you think about that?
I don't think so, though. Like, what do you make later?
Skirm,
like,
Howl?
even if you get your fish boom up, it's not really a Mr. Yo type of composition there.
Yeah.
He loves having knights or camels or something to
He
utilize
definitely
the
loves
mobility.
knights. That's true. Yeah. Well, my thinking is then, okay, you look at the other maps, I think that's even worse for Dravidians.
Yeah.
So then you think maybe he won't play Dravidians, which then means he's got to play Celts, he's got to play Teutons, he's got to play something.
There it is.
And we've got Dravidians here for Yo in the south, and we've got Hera in the north playing as the Berbers. Hera's going to want to go aggressive here with stable units in the mid game. Yo is definitely going to want to wall up. Remember, folks, you've got the pawns in the north and the south, so each player has that free fish hidden behind them. And then there's a lot more resources to fight for. You have the stone through the middle. You have the golds on the right and the left-hand side. But the Berbers, I feel like just a perfect civilization for Hera. As Yo is actually going to come to the middle, you see the Berber bonuses. Faster villagers, which can be helpful. But then the stable units are cheaper, and I think those are 2 big bonuses for his skill set.
Genitors also could find some use against Dravidians, who knows? As we look at the Dravidians bonuses here, they get the extra wood when they go up to the next stage. Super valuable if you want to make production buildings or invest into the fishing ships. Mr. Yo has actually kind of mixed it up a little bit, and he's come forward for this fish in the middle. the fishermen also carry more. In addition to their fishing ships carrying more, their barracks technologies cost less, their skirmishers attack faster, and their docks provide population. I think Mr. Yo might be trying to go for some sort of men-at-arms approach on Hera while taking that fish in the middle, and then he will add the dock a lot later.
Yeah, this is super high risk, super high reward, right? There's lots of reasons to play defensive. I think every single game on this map throughout this main event, players have not gone for the mill in the middle. Instead, they have gone for the dock.
Never. And Hera, you might be able to punish him because look at what he's doing right now with his scout. He's just pushing in Zebra.
Yep.
He's not looking for that. And Mr. Yo is coming forward with a scout, which is going to further distract Hera because he'll need to contest against Mr. Yo's scout so it doesn't snipe his fishing ships as they come out. So maybe Hera doesn't even see that Mr. Yo is in that middle position until the men-at-arms are coming into his economy.
You could go spears. You could go skirms, maybe. You could kind of go full trash here as well. I think Berbers could potentially have some issues. But yeah, there's Yo. He confirms Hera has indeed docked.
And
That
Hera
will not
goes back
surprise him.
with his scout again.
Yep.
So this is one of the ways that you can take advantage of Hera, who's notoriously a pretty greedy player when it comes to pushing in the deer or the zebra. This is one of the ways you can kind of play around that. You go for the strategies they don't expect, and it might not work the second time, but it works the first time you do it.
And there's no second time now, right? This is the grand final, so if it works, you don't have to worry about Hera being prepped for it again. Now, you have cheaper barracks upgrades with the Dravidians. You could tell Yo wants to go for men-at-arms because he shifted that from being a 1-villager barracks to a 3-villager barracks, so he's rushing that up. But he does not have the worker number that Hera does. He also has not had the luxury of pushing in all those Zebra. So resource-wise, it should be better for Hera in the long run if he doesn't take damage.
Yo will get 200 additional wood when he gets to the next stage, so maybe he uses that wood to go for a dock, maybe he uses it to go for an archer range. It's kind of difficult to know what sort of strategy Mr. Yo will want to go as a follow-up as a scout from Hera comes across and immediately sees the barracks.
Yeah, see, the TC positions are fixed here. And Hera, I think he patrolled that and is kind of like, huh? But now he's letting Yo know, I know you're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the TC positions are fixed. So Hera knows if he were to just take a straight line south that he would find his opponent. I know it's a small detail, but I would have actually liked the buildings to be more to the
a
side
little bit to the side
because of that, but it's hard to be too critical.
I mean, if you make them to the side and deliberately do that, then your opponent just scouts to the side anyway by accident.
True,
finds them.
exactly,
Like, Mr. Yo knows that even if you do those little things, it's likely they're going to find him anyway if their scout is forward.
Sorry to jump in front of you, I need Yo's Fog of War here. We thought he had the scouting. Yo's Fog of War never saw the wood.
Yep.
Never saw the
But
wood.
he saw
should
where
be
he was.
shifted to the right-hand side.
It wasn't. So he's going to go to the back. He might have seen that lumber camp at the back there, the very back. He saw the wood line. He's coming to the fish. Does he catch sight of a palisade wall? He does. And Hera is actually going for
Hera needs a demo, dude. This is your moment. Hera needs to make a demo right now. Hera building a tower in the very back of his base is not something that he would have planned for. Man-at-Arm upgrade wasn't clicked immediately because I think Yo felt like he wasn't going to get damage with it. Now he wants to do it. He's got to be careful.
Yeah,
that tower's going to go up. Hera could trap him in, and Yo's going to get away.
Yo was like, I could have hit the villager, but I don't want to get trapped here, so I'm leaving now.
Yeah, nice tower there.
And there's the range follow-up. So he used the extra 200 wood to go for the archer range. Great spot here from Vodka that the villager is heading out for the fish. And Mr. Yo is going to start fishing himself. He'll need to get the walls up or a fire galley or something there, though, because one scout from Hera can go and kill all of those fish. And you can see 3 scouts actually following this up from the Canadian as the men-at-arms are being completely ignored on the wood line once Hera gets a quick ball.
When players have forward buildings like this, the opponent is always just going to loop back to their base. So it's going to be tough for Yo to decide on what he sends forward and what he sends home. Now, obviously, walling everything at home would be great, but that's impossible at this stage. I do just want to think about that tower, though, Dave. Like, Hera built a tower against Man-at-Arms, which you can easily wall out.
Yeah, and he won't have any stone in the bank to make another one.
Yeah.
As he's going to try and trap in the Men-at-Arms. Can Hera do it? 1 house, 2 house. Men-at-Arms trapped.
I think, honestly, once an archer and a spearman shows up, this is not going to have accomplished too much, but it's a beautiful play from Hera to keep those things where they are. As he does that, he does lose the scout to the spearman, which he'll be kicking himself for. And Hera, there's the ranged units. Now, Hera's going to be making skirms. So if Hera has the skirms, could potentially deal with those ranged units. Hera's awkwardly run into a Jaguar there. Beautiful trap from Hera, sinking wood into the repairs.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
supplies.
there we go. I should have let you do it.
What? I am surprised to see supplies. This tells us Yo is going to make more Man-at-Arms. What do you think about that, Dave? I mean, that's big investment into feud lanes. He clearly feels like if this goes any later, he'll have some big problems.
Dude, he's still here with these Men-at-Arms. They haven't taken any damage, and now he's got the range units to back it up, so Hera will keep repairing there. If he doesn't repair, the Men-at-Arms could get damage. And Mr. Yo is trying to, you know, dodge around these scouts. He manages to get one, running away with the archers, trying to get reinforcements over to that area.
That trap, though, ended up being so sick, though.
It was
because
sick.
If those 3 Men-at-Arms could have actually grouped up with their
Then
friends,
Hera has to play under
Hera
the
would
TC.
have to play.
Yeah.
He would have to fight in a different way. Great creativity there from Hera. And now slowly the Man-at-Arms will go down. Yo's got 6 of them, though, and he's getting
the armor.
Yo knows if this goes to Castle Age, this will be a problem for me, so I've got to finish him now.
Look at how slow the skirmishers were taking off the HP on those Men-at-Arms, too.
Yeah.
Like, still not dying. The armor's only going to make it worse against the archers. More Men-at-Arms are forward. Hera will see this and be like, uh-oh, this is not what I expected. He does have the range, but he doesn't have any gold, Tristan. He's not on gold right now, so he can't make archers to counter those. It's only going to be Scout Skirm, and the armor also affects the Spearman from Mr. Yo. Obviously, you don't want to run into the town center.
That is so bad. No, Yo's investment is pretty massive here. It just continues to lose units, and that is not something Yo needed. He would have maybe had an opportunity to free up the other Man-at-Arms.
Scouts are in the fish. We still have a Spearman there. Hera takes out one. He's not going to be able to take out another. There's a Fire Galley on the way, but there's also a Villager exposed. So Hera will get a free kill down here, and he's going to try and kill the fishing ships. Fire Galley is now out.
I think the Fire Galley would die to 5 scouts as well.
I think so.
So
Yo's
that
going
is
to need
actually
to
horrible.
use the fish to block this guy.
Oh, it's so difficult, right, when you still have so much happening on the front. Oh, Hera's taking a nice lead here, Dave, if he kills those fishing ships. Remember, his fishing ships are untouched in the north. Hera's farming eco's looking beautiful right now.
Yep, and now Yo doesn't have another ship on the way. I think he might have a Spearman coming down this way.
But it's from the middle. It's from the middle of the map.
Yes, it is.
It takes so long to get these suckers home. And it feels like every turn here, Hera is in the better position economically. He's collected more resources. And I just
Yo
think
is at the
with
wood
how
line again,
open this is, Yo needs more.
It's over
Before
chopped.
this
It's
gets
over
too
chopped.
crazy.
It's over chopped. Yo needs to take a good position here with the Men-at-Arms. He could get a lot of villager kills if Hera doesn't notice in time. He's going to manage to get one.
Should be two.
Probably get a second here. Does he not get that?
Doesn't get the second, but now you've got Hera's villagers moving, and you can move beyond the houses. It's just if Yo runs into, as Hera's microing like a nerd here, that is super well played. Yo is microing in the middle. Is he also hitting the TC fire? What's happening? There's so much happening. Yo keeps his units alive. Hera's micro is insane. And Yo with 6 Man-at-Arms now up to 7, still producing more right now.
He's still going for the infantry production. Hera still running around with a scout while targeting the fish with the other one. Yo just can't get safe fishing eco. Hera's trying to go for a market there, maybe balance his eco a little bit, get a good Castle Age timing as he tries to go for a second stable over to the left side. Yo is still providing a lot of pressure over there.
Yeah.
And Hera just has skirmishers. There's Men-at-Arms coming from the other direction now.
Yeah, and Hera can't tower because he built that tower on the back of his base. So now Hera has to be pulled off of gold. Hera going to mass more scouts. This is one of the more unique games we've seen on African reed beds. And all of a sudden, Hera's eco, it's not looking that strong.
Villagers coming forward from Yo. Now, Men-at-Arms lose some of their utility as soon as there's enough skirmishers or scouts on the field.
Yep.
Right? They're not very mobile. They're kind of reacting with them. But with the towers involved, Yo can force a fight here. And maybe try and take out the scout numbers from Hera. Maybe try and get those archers in behind as Hera is attempting to stop this tower. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it with the numbers on the field for Mr. Yo.
This is so messy right now. You love it, right? You love it. Win or lose this game, Yo clearly had a strategy where he wanted to make life awkward for Hera. But Hera's still on gold. Hera using the market, clicks up to the Castle Age. Well, no, it's probably queued up behind a hill.
Yep.
Sorry. And that means Hera's now 2.5 minutes away from making Knights. Knights would end this game. I know Dravidians have pikemen and whatnot, but Yo's not even close.
That
he needs
scout,
to get some damage
that
done.
scout from Yo might kill the fish. That would be so sick. There's nothing up there from Hera. Oh, there is a tower.
Yeah, the tower might actually pay up. I think that's a big reason why Hera placed the tower too, because he could always use that.
Yep.
You do need stables to make Knights, Dave. And that stable might not be long for this world if Yo has his way. And Yo will continue with more towers. He is taking
Tower the
stone at home.
Farms. Tower the Farms. It's going to be hard for Hera to replace them. As Yo just keeps pushing forward here. He's got the market going up. That's the Bloodline stable. Does it go down before the tech comes in? It might. 97, 99. It doesn't. The tech comes in, but the stable is down. And Hera will need to make another one with limited wood supplies here. The farms will be cut off by any future towers, and there's still the wood line up there.
I think you've got to take those farms, right? I don't think you want to be towering this wood line when Hera has the other one to move to.
Castle Age on the way for Yo.
Yo is clicked up. Okay, so if Yo has enough pressure to keep Hera at home for the first 2 minutes of his Castle Age, he might end up losing some of this, but then he could maybe make some pikes defensively. Res collect, it's fairly close. Hera has the lead, though, and you can just see how important it is to have mobility. These man-at-arms, they cost food and gold. Obviously, they cost less food because supplies was researched, but still. And Hera's just been dancing around Yo this entire time.
Yeah, great use of the mobility here from Hera. Even when Yo was placing that first tower, to get the villager kill that he did, he's just like absolutely abusing the extra speed from the scouts, and Mr. Yo is on a journey. He knows he's in trouble.
When he saw that, he was like,
You're going to wall all this
guess we're just going to do this right now. Honestly, I think this could go up if Hera wasn't making his own tower. I like how much respect Hera's giving this, because the man-at-arms could push the skirms back, but Hera's going to be able to deny this tower, kill these villagers, kill the man-at-arms here shortly.
Yeah, and Yo just needs to abandon that position, but there's still scouts here. And now there's Knights on the field, and 2 Knights kind of kill most of what Yo has over here. He's just going to try and abandon
God, these
with
things
the
are
villagers.
so freaking slow, dude.
They are.
They are so slow. These man-at-arms are just crawling, and Hera will get the full clear up, Dave. And Hera, who has played amazing all tournament, who was the favorite coming into this final. Many people were saying 5-2 for him. He's going to be up 4-2 if he can close this out. Yo still sending units forward, units that he maybe wants to upgrade. Hera's got an army of 20. He'll drop TC number 2 for the economy, and Yo is just so wide open at home.
Now you're sitting in Castle Age with Dravidians against Berbers on an open map.
Yep.
And you're kind of like, where do I go with this, right? It's going to have to be a fight that you force. You can't respond to Hera's raids around there. All you can do is wall in your resources. It has to be some sort of siege pikeman push. Make it so dangerous that Hera comes in and fights with Knights against pikes.
Yeah, Hera knows that Knights counter pikemen here, right? They don't truly do so, of course, but the skirms can be utilized in this attack as well. With the upgrades he has, happy to take the fights with the numbers. And now the siege push isn't a possibility. Hera now 1 win away from from winning NAC 5.
Moving on to the next
what a great
S-tier
job.
tournament, right?
Yeah.
He's won, what, 4 in a row? He's looking for the 5th?
Something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's a certain point where we've lost track. Incredible defense from him, but I can't help but feel like in terms of the draft, a little bit of desperation maybe there for Yo. I think there's a reason players don't take the risk to go forward. I think there's a reason I haven't screamed supplies all week in Feudal Age. And it was something that I think if you were to ask Hera, that's going to be one of the easier things for him to defend from. But I do like the energy that Yo has brought into that, game, the energy he's brought to this series, and still obviously has some great Civ picks left, but he will have to play on all of Hera's home maps here now.
Yeah, we've got Dry Graveyard, Zanganati, Fortified Clearing. These are maps that obviously Hera feels incredibly comfortable on. You mentioned it. Yo, little bit of desperation with the Dravidians there. He tried something new. If Hera hadn't scouted that barracks early, maybe Yo should have attacked the fish with his scout and forced the scout from Hera back there until he's pushing forward with those men-at-arms.
Yeah, potentially.
Just even that little bit of warning for Hera was a lot.
It's like going all in man-at-arms against the Civ with faster villagers hurts to see, right? Because the villagers can outrun the man-at-arms. I don't know if it's, would it be fair to say one of the worst civilizations to go man-at-arms against? I don't know. But now let's think about the fortified clearing civs. Hera's going to have Bohemian, Spanish, or Aztecs, which are all ridiculous.
We have Teutons, though.
Yo's going to have Burmese or Teutons, which also can be solid there. I think Incas is definitely one of the best civs in the game right now. Yo has that in his back pocket for probably Yanganati or Graveyards. Celts, Teutons, both of those kind of stand out. Even Celts, Teutons, Burmese, all three of those kind of stand out to me as matchup-oriented picks.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's thinking Hera's going to be going for, but things to think about obviously here for Yo. But you have to take it one game at a time.
Man, he was up 2-1.
I know. Yo is thinking that freaking arena game right
Yep.
now, you know?
Yeah, it could have been 3-1.
Yep. Could have been 3-1. There's our viewing party yet again. Valeza is there.
There he
I think that
is.
is Memp hugging him.
There he is.
Yep. People, I see Doubt there.
He exists.
Tato. Yeah, there were rumors Valeza, he didn't qualify for this event, but there were rumors that he had shown up. Hopefully I'll get to see him.
Hey!
He's getting a round of applause. Great to see that, coming all the way from Finland. And great to see those seats still filled here.
Hello,
Nathan.
fans.
That guy just hops out in front of Valeza. But no, seriously, I mean, they were there all day yesterday. A lot of people were up 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m., still around, hanging out, getting to meet some of us, of course. And then, of course, day 2, people still have so much energy, guys. Sheesh. Well played. Or not played, well watched. Just thanks.
Well partied.
Well, yep, we'll leave it at that. Harris stepped away here.
Yeah, I was thinking, can
Yo's
I play this
thinking.
chair instead?
Yo is really thinking.
Seems
I
like
think-
a worthy opponent.
I'm still thinking as well here. Thank you, production, for the zoom in on the chair. I didn't mean you had to do it more, but but okay, here we go. And Hera just stopped into the washroom. There he is.
He's gonna crack his back and his fingers, everything. He's gonna get himself all ready. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got a little adjustment, and he's good to go.
I mean, this jersey's fairly new to him.
It is.
You know, he joined GL at the start of this tourney, so might still be getting used to it. Apologies to Hera if he rewatches this later. He's expecting us to be applauding his greatness right now, and we were talking about his shirt.
Dude, he's incredible. Like, you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
You honestly can't. It's getting to the point where, as like a tournament organizer, you're starting to look for ways to maybe like nerf him, like you did with Hidden Cup 1 for Viper, right? Back in the day.
It was part of the inspiration,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, part of the inspiration.
And that's how
was-
you know you're a great. When people are trying to nerf you with the rule sets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you do it, right?
I
You
don't know.
can't- you
He's
can't
so
nerf the-
adaptable now.
Yeah, you
it's
can't-
crazy.
You cannot really nerf the player unless you're going to just change the game entirely, which nobody wants. But, you know, I want to bring it back to something Jordan said the other day about him. He can lose games, and he can shake it off.
Yep.
And I think that is something that is really hard to do. But also a point that I brought up all week, it's not winning or losing. I think it's also how are you playing.
Yep.
And Hera lost games, but he's been playing really good the whole time. But Yo has to use that logic as well. Yo has to recognize, I've been playing good. Maybe not the Dravidians game, maybe that didn't work out, but I can absolutely do this. And we've got Yo in the blue, playing as the Burmese here. He will need 3 straight victories to be the NAC 5 champion. And then we've got the Spanish for Hera.
Wow.
This is when we've gone
Spanish.
pretty deep into their Civ selection, right? So
We
it
are
should be
we are
fun.
so deep right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so yesterday Hera played this map, and he went with what, like a couple units, and then fast castle.
Yeah.
In that final game
Incredibly
against
greedy.
Viper.
Incredibly greedy.
Super greedy.
Yep.
Yo might be thinking Hera's going to do that again, and he's like, okay, you want to go greed? I go greed as well.
I mean, Yo went for castles so many times on this map. I think it was mainly with Malians where he went for Gabetto, but Yo loves to use the stone that's up against the wood line and build mining camps there. I could see in this matchup the Erenbai being pretty good. Combine that with some pikes, combine that with some monks.
I think the difficulty for Erenbai is if Hera is going into Conquistadors here,
Yep,
right? Because in the straight-up matchup, Hera should be able to win with Conks until you add in those monks for Mr. Yo, but he can also add in monks himself.
Yep.
So it's difficult, and we don't know what to expect. It could be a full feudal war between these two civs, but looking at them initially, I mean, our perspective is that it's going to make its way to Castle Age sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe potentially a little bit of a water contest there to just kick the other person off of the fish in the middle. But other than that, maybe some spearmen, a few scouts.
I think scout opening makes sense. There is a tiny chance that we could see Yo go for Man-at-Arm Archer, or sorry, Man-at-Arm Tower. Hera's golds, for example, you can see them there, just 4 tiles. It's going to be the same exact thing for Yo. And I've heard some rumblings about tower rushing on this map. I think people were thinking about tower rushing with poles. It's just an idea.
Do you rush the wood
tower.
line or do you rush the gold?
Yeah, definitely probably the gold, right? Because the wood is so far on the outside. And there's wood everywhere, right?
Yep.
Whereas the gold you actually have to then chop through to later on. But I think Yo ultimately just going to go scouts. And yeah, scout spears feels natural. Another thing about this map, and it's really hard to convey this, but the way the berries are positioned can really affect your transition to farms. So you actually have to have villagers walking somewhat to take those berries to feel better about the farm transition. And sometimes you don't think ahead, and then you have all the wood banked up to farm because that's what happens in normal games, and then you don't have the spot for it. So it is an important thing to bring up here.
Yanganati has the highest average of stones sold in Feudal at 207.
Okay, well, that
It's
makes
the
sense.
only map to average over 200.
Well, can you tell us how many times Doubt has played
Yeah,
this map?
is it a Doubt
because
home map?
I'm pretty certain Doubt played this a lot.
I think that sounds right on this map though, because the stone is so close to your wood line, you're always going to have a safety in it, right? But the gold is super exposed, so you're probably going to want to go for military units early and then realize, bam, I need to go up to Castle Age.
Okay,
And
let's
that's
see if
when the
this
market
TC
comes
hits
down.
something this time. Hera is just abusing the fact that TCs don't hit anything, just like he did against Viper. But Yo didn't
Takes
even
a bit of
fully
damage.
garrison there. Yeah, he did
takes a
take
bit of
damage, yeah.
He still has the berries available,
That
but
was
Hera snipes
interesting.
too.
Yeah. It's interesting how insistent upon that he is. He had the warning there that his opponent's TC was there, and he wanted to just
Yo's
dive
like,
right
can I
under.
do the same thing?
I think
No.
I would love to know how many goats he killed. I think he killed 2 there. So
He killed
200
2.
Food.
He killed 2, yeah.
Okay, got it.
But he took a lot of damage on the scout, so
He also
now
saw
Yo
the
can win the
gold.
1v1. Both players getting to Feudal Age now. Wood upgrade on the way for Hera. Mr. Yo forgetting about it for the time being. Maybe doesn't have the resources. He's gone for a fire galley. Hera has done the same thing in the middle. And Yo is on gold. Hera is not.
Golden indicator to me that this will be more than one fire galley potentially here for Yo. That's a bit interesting. Also, he hasn't gone for any other military buildings that would indicate he's going to spend the gold in some other way. So I think he wants to go spear defense. I actually think we see a super early market here from Yo, which actually would be very similar to what Hera did against Viper yesterday,
Yep.
where you just go to gold and then use the market to head.
Oh
into
my god,
Castle
Yo's
Age.
Burmese, dude. I'm like, why isn't he getting the wood upgrade? I look up there, it's already there. Oh.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Dude, I've never seen Burmese on this map.
Listen, folks. I hope you know, you can't see Dave right now, but he was really disappointed in himself.
I love Burmese, dude. They're one of my favorite civs.
Well, I'm glad you know their tech tree then.
I do. I know their monk tech tree. Oh, trap coming in from Hera. Trap attempt,
Remember-
as his scout is still weak. Scout chasing from Mr. Yo, but there's spearmen here. Double spearmen from Yo. Burmese get a little bit of an attack boost on their spearmen, so Hera should lose the 1v1, but not against the town center. As we see him now pushing the fire away, and Yo has actually gone for a second fire, and Hera's gone for a second fire too.
Yeah, Hera cannot repair, though. He has no more gold, so Hera will lose his ships here. Not mining gold here means the repairs are not really a viable option for you. At the end of the day, there's what? I'm going to guess 71 fish on that fish there. And that
He gets it.
answer is 175, so, close.
171. You missed the digit, it's fine. But the fish are going down from Hera, so that's a nice little early win there for Yo. As he still has spearmen rolling around Hera's eco, Hera will head out with these scouts, and he's going to try and find damage. But when he gets to Yo's base, Yo is going to be fully walled.
Yo is 110% going errant buy.
Yep.
He's going to wall, he's going to market, he's going to buy res.
There's double stone
and he's
there.
going to mine stone. Yeah. This is Yo's comfort zone. And it is really nice to have castles just to protect you overall.
I like the spearman production, honestly.
Yeah, true.
If you suspected Hera was going to open scouts here, the spearman being forward, you have that extra attack with the Burmese,
Yep.
so you can win the 1v1 against Hera's spearman in defense, and you can kind of threaten the villagers, and the scouts can't do much about it.
Thank you very much. My brother screams like a girl for the donation to NAC 5 prize pool.
Big donations flying in. Thank you for all the support, folks. We're here. Game number 7. Hera is 1 win away from winning this final, but Mr. Yo finds himself in a decent position after winning the water in the center. There wasn't many fish left over, but all the food you can count is good, especially when you're trying to go up to castle faster than your opponent, as Yo has a healthy amount of food in the bank, and he's got a healthy amount of gold, too, once he gets that market up.
Hera really wants to kill these scouts right now. Not going to find the kills. Hera will eventually lose his dock to the 2 fires. They're not that big a deal because there's not much food remaining in the middle now. But every little bit of control helps, right? We could see maybe a random demo at some point. But now the question is, what will Yo do in Castle Age? That's clearly his plan. Hera's going to wall up. Hera will have no problems now. Hera's eco's looking really good as well. Like, his resources, it might not seem like he's in as good a spot, but Yo has 5 farms and Hera's got like 12. So long-term, Hera will be in a better position there. But Yo will be in Castle Age first, and you don't need farm eco. You don't need farm eco to make Hera buy. So I really feel that Yo's going to shift everything on the stone here soon.
He's got an archer range coming up. Archery range from Mr. Yo.
I mean, I wouldn't mind an archer or 2 with the spears that are out in the map. Maybe get some value there. I don't love the idea that you're forcing your opponent into skirmishers if you're going to go Aaron by. But let's see. We'll have our answers here soon.
Is he even going Aaron by?
He's going to. No, yeah, 100%.
100%?
What is he going to go?
You were at 110 earlier.
True, but I think 100's still pretty solid. Just wait for it.
Burmese archers,
Mining
by the
camp
way,
in 3,
are not fantastic.
2,
but they're still okay.
1, mining camp on stone.
You got a bop. Watch. It didn't work for you. He doesn't have the wood right now, but as soon as he does.
I could be wrong. Like, maybe.
3.
Where's he going?
2.
He's going to wood.
2.
Maybe he's not. Honestly, I think he would be on stone already, Dave, if he's going to plan for the early castle. I'm a little bit surprised
2.
because the Burmese tech tree is limited when it comes to the archers. But then again, you know, the Spanish don't get crossbowmen. So, you know, it's not like the Spanish are necessarily the best archer civ either, but they do have some solid.
You definitely don't expect the Burmese going into archers.
Yeah.
They missed the second and final archer armor upgrade, but they still get crossbow, and they have the wood bonus, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually not a terrible unit to be making early, and Hera might not expect it at all as the archers loop forward with the spearmen. Castle Age significantly faster here for Mr. Yo. Can he take advantage of this timing? He still has not gone out to the stone, but he might just go for a town center over on that the wood and the stone area and then start gathering it then.
Hera, did he ever see the range? I thought he did see the range. I'm a little surprised. Okay, he saw the range is coming up, so he's getting his walls down now. And Yo had just lost his scout. We're making vodka work here, our observer, but I'd love to then see Yo's scouting and Fog of War because, yeah, he saw the mining camp. So he knows that Hera's thinking about conquistadors. Hera will be pushed off this gold temporarily. Doesn't really need it, though. And it is Bodkin Arrow for 4 archers here from Yo. That's a surprise to me.
Yeah, very, very interesting from him, but he also has the town center going up on the gold. He hasn't shifted to stone yet. Needs to re-wall his base, which he's doing right now. That's very, very smart. You don't want to let even 2 scouts from Hera inside your eco. You know what kind of havoc he can cause. And there's a 3rd town center now from Mr. Yo up on the wood line at the back as he goes for a monastery. He has to know that Hera is going conks here. And he's decided that just this forward pressure is going to be enough. He can boom behind, and then he's going to have the monks in response to the conquistadors.
Burmese economy is insane. I think it's sneaky underrated. The monks are also really strong, so it makes sense to mix them in. And if you think about what you want as a player, Dave, you want minimal investment into attack, maximum investment into economy in early castle age.
Ooh.
And that's precisely what has happened here. And Hera's going to drop a castle that
That
doesn't really protect the gold.
Yeah, it doesn't really do all that much for him unless he thinks, maybe he thinks Yo is like going for an all-in push, but he saw that second town center.
Yep.
He should know that Yo's adding eco behind this, so Hera with a really, really defensive castle that doesn't protect the resource he's going to need to produce the Conquistadors. But the Conquistadors themselves, very, very powerful unit. Maybe he feels confident in the fact that he can push this army back from Yo, and he'll get gold access sooner rather than later. I think Yo needs to clean up some of his eco, though, before these conks come out. Like, there's 2 villagers in the middle.
Yeah,
Pull them back now.
Yep.
You know, look at your gold supply. Look at your wood lines. Make sure there's nothing super exposed that Hera can just immediately snipe.
Well, just remember, Hera has to chop through wood to get access to the other gold. You see that there from Yo. He's already on that. And getting the wood upgrade for free obviously was a big help. And now Yo can go for Elite Skirmisher and do relatively decent job in defense.
Oh, he missed the monk?
I think that monk will go down. I'm a little surprised. I feel like I guess players are so greedy for freaking relics these days. But you know Hera has the scouts. I would have liked to have seen the monks actually move forward with the crossbow.
I mean, he got it 2 tiles closer to his base. He just needs another
25
monks.
I mean, that's also just great job from Hera, obviously, to pay close attention to that. But the relic positions are fixed on this map. It's always in the corners.
Elite Skirm came in. And if Crossbow feels bad with Burmese, Elite Skirm feels terrible with Burmese, missing the armor. But they will be an early solution, potentially, to the Conquistadors. However, Hera, as he does, getting maximum value from the scouts he made earlier and killing some of the Elite Skirms early in the Castle Age as Yo comes back with these crossbows, the skirmishers, and the spearmen to help defend.
This is where 2 monks, extremely helpful, right? I know the scouts are still out there, but those monks can be healing your units. And Yo's just like, I need these freaking relics. This monk's going to die. It's just a matter of how long it takes. Am I wrong? I think I'm wrong. Hera.
I think Yo is as surprised as you. But there are more scouts coming in. He switched the conversion. He might even be able to get this, and he gets it at the last second. The full HP one, too. There's only 24 monks to go before that relic is back in the monastery for Mr. Yo.
Yeah, think about it, though. Like, if Yo just has monks and skirms waiting there in the monastery, Hera's not making progress. And then he could maybe advance forward to deny that gold from Hera. Hera's going out there to chop wood for the time being. But I like Hera's aggression, and he knows that these skirmishers are going to die pretty quick against the conks, and he needs to make sure that the skirm and crossbow number doesn't get much higher here.
Yeah, that was some really sick micro with the conks. He perfectly played around when the skirmishers were firing. Mr. Yo sees that Hera is out on that wood line now. He's getting ballistics, so the skirmishers will become a lot more effective, but the skirmisher number still very, very low for him.
I think we might see a 4th TC here for Yo. I mean, he is really set up for it.
Just in that corner.
So eventually it gets to a point, right, where the conks are countered by the skirm crossbow mass.
Yep.
We are not really seeing it right now because Hera just continues to dive in against low numbers. Yo needs more numbers on the field here.
Ballistics isn't in yet.
This is like just time and time again here. Just doesn't have the numbers here to compete. But anyways, like back to my point, Dave. It's like right when the skirms now become a threat, Hera's going to mix in siege. I love that decision.
Really, really solid job here from Hera. He's got that siege workshop slightly forward. Mangonel on the way. Farming eco still looking solid for him. 22 on food, but Mr. Yo doing the same thing as Hera, sending the scout into the corner. He knows all about the relic positions here. They're always the same on this map, plus he's Burmese, so he can see whether it's gone or not.
I mean, look at that KD right now. There have been multiple times I'm looking at Yo's Q, and he's got units in Q, but he doesn't have the numbers at home. But this explains it. He scouted that moments ago, Dave, and he knows how important that is on this map. He's shown it to us in crazy games before, and Yo takes a healthy eco lead, and Hera is going to run out of gold soon.
Yeah, Hera's going to clear this up, but that's a super solid raid from Yo. You're not only killing the villagers, and I think Hera didn't know he had ballistics when he ran in there. You're not only killing the villagers, but you're also denying the gold access long term. So double trouble with that raid from the crossbows. Beautiful job from Mr. Yo.
And this is where Burmese half-off monk technologies really feels nice because he's going to click redemption here. I think it's in queue behind Sanctity. I'd be shocked if it isn't. It's going to come. He needs redemption to convert the siege. If he goes elite skirm and monk, it could be good. What Hera needs actually is one of his favorite units in light cav, right? A 2nd and 3rd stable and some light cav out now. They're going to be great against everything that Yo is defending with.
Okay, Hera doing a little exploratory mission here with the Mangonel. He goes pretty deep. He doesn't know about redemption coming in, but he has to suspect it with Burmese. It's just so affordable. Yo's still trying to chop through to that wood line. He's going for another town center in the north, but Hera, the full focus is on the monasteries as Yo now has redemption. He's got sanctity. He's going to try and convert these mangonels. Hera needs to stop this. Here come the conks and the mangonel. He doesn't get the conversion. The skirms get rocked by a mangonel shot, but there's more monks behind this.
Yeah, and there's just so much firepower right now from Hera that he can continue to take 1 or 2 monks, no problem. It's when it's 3 or 4 where you're going to lose your mangonels most likely. But great pressure from Hera here continues. I'm curious to see what he could do with this pressure, because right now, Yo's Vil count's still really high, and it could turn around on Hera here where he could lose everything.
Yo is going to try for another conversion. Hera tries to attack around the skirms. The conks are coming in. He's doing such a great job managing the mangonels and the conquistadors, but he dives trying to get the monk, and the skirmishers might be able to clear up the conquistadors, and then Yo can convert the mangonels. Conquistadors almost all dying here as Hera is forced to retreat. The TC is still up, but another good push from Hera could be the death of Mr. Yo here if he manages to cut him off of this gold.
That was really good for Yo. Hera thought he was going to kill those monks much faster. Now Devotion is in, so the conversions will not come in as quickly, and Devotion pays off now.
How is he not getting at least some of these?
Yo, also, just one range, Dave?
Yeah.
One range production on skirms?
No, 2 range.
Is it 2 now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there. No, sorry, it's right there. The other one's behind. I think Yo is doing the right thing to mix in his own siege. But Devotion, a great tech here. You have to think that Devotion really paid off here over the last minute.
Double monastery behind this. He knows he's probably going to lose these. The relic ejects. Monks are being built up behind this. Skirmisher numbers still looking solid, but Hera with 3 mangonels as he extends outwards with another town center. Mangonel goes down immediately. He gets a little bit of a shot on the mangonel from Hera, but his monks are just continuously dying over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's just such a crazy composition. This is one of the hardest compositions to stop in Age of Empires. Conquistador Mangonel. Any unit you can think of can get countered by this. Skirmisher Monk, of course, can make sense, but the monks take so long to get the conversions now that Yo is having some really big problems. Still though, it's even economically. You just worry for Yo that with all this pressure at the moment, being down 4-2 already, that he could crumble against this pressure.
He just needs to wait until he has like 4 monks.
Agreed.
And then push out, right? Maybe you could even use the TC or something. 1 at a time is simply not working at this stage. Hera's doing a great job microing them down. Hera almost gets a shot there, but the monk is converting. Yo finally gets his first conversion after like 12 attempts on the mangonels from Hera.
And the sad thing for Yo now is, like, even if you clear this, well, Hera's had full map control, right? Hera is expanding that farming.
But Yo is about to go up to him.
That's a fair point. Clear needs to happen now. Hera getting more eco upgrades. Hera is able to get 2 relics. Hera, and again, sniping a monk. Conversions are not coming in. I'm really worried for these skirmishers. No!
Skirms are weak, but they're not dead. They're not dead yet. They're not dead yet. They're not dead yet. Hera gets some more shots on the skirmishers. Imperial Age is on the way for Mr. Yo. The Conquistadors are diving, but they missed some of their shots, so the mangonel is still alive. And more monks are not an option right now for Yo, with only 32 gold in the bank.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, and that is also why you can't have patience if you're Yo. That's why he's taken so many engagements to wait for 4 to 6 monks is 400 to 600 gold, and this is his gold area.
Gets
so
1 mangonel.
He does get a shot there.
Conks miss.
Conks do miss that mangonel, so maybe there's an opportunity. But oh man, Imp is really going to have to turn things around here for Yo. He does kill another mangonel.
It's only 1 left for Hera. It's only 1 left. Yo has enough stone for another castle. He feels like it's a possibility somewhere. Maybe defensively, maybe aggressively. It is Mr. Yo after all. Imperial Age still 1 minute and 40 seconds away as he's trying to micro down this mangonel. Hera can't quite clear it up. Mr. Yo turns around. The conks are coming in again. The skirmishers are killing them, but the shots come in on the skirms.
That's brutal, Dave. That's brutal. The conks and the siege can dominate now. You're also cutting off some of the skirmisher production. And Yo, what's he going to upgrade an Imp here, right? He's going to upgrade the skirmishers, I assume.
That's it.
Yeah. Really needs to keep his skirm mass alive. Still, Hera's not up yet.
He's trying to convert. He might get 2 mangonels here. He might get 2 mangonels. And then that will take the pressure off of him if the conks miss their shots. But Yo, forced to pull away. He doesn't get any conversions. The monks go down. Imperial Age is going to be in. And it feels like the time for Mr. Yo to maybe risk it with a forward castle placement or something like along those lines.
Well, he could just secure the other gold, right? He could just secure the other gold. Right now, you could maybe give up on this area a bit. I do have to say, though, I know Devotion has been in, but if you've watched this whole series intently, no one can ever say that Yo gets lucky conversions
Oh,
again.
jeez. He's been getting so unlucky.
No one can say it.
It's all catching up to him.
Yeah, I just want to put that out there because, Yo apparently has a reputation, and I have not seen that at all here when in multiple games a couple conversions could have potentially swung it. But yet again, Hera, who fell behind an eco in this one, has been able to be on the offensive. And now with the Spanish having access to gold, having full map control, this is where Hera loves to raid, Dave.
And he's got the eco to do it. He's got the +2 armor coming in. He's got 46 on food. It's just phenomenal. He has a ton of stone available to him. When he sees an optimal castle position, he's going to place it to the right of his gold that he's chopped through to. Kong's still raiding at the back as Yo tries to expand his eco as well. Hera is just a minute and a half away from Imperial Age. We've been looking here for so long because Hera has managed to hold this push. On the flip side, though, Yo has still not lost that town center.
Yep.
He's still been defending this entire time. We'll see if he can finally push back.
Yeah, and the light cav is now a problem for him, but thankfully, being Burmese, he does get a lot of extra attack for free on the infantry, so we could see barracks from him dropped and eventually pikemen, but that's a could situation. It's not happening right now. He's actually going for cav armor himself, and Hera's not going to hesitate to sit underneath this town center when his light cav are going to tank, and the Conks can kill everything else.
Beautiful job from the Conquistadors here, sniping the villagers. The Mangonel's still pushing away at that town center. Yo's going to snag that relic while he can, or maybe try and get more conversions. But Hera is so active with his units. Comes over with the light cav, snipes the monk potentially. The Mangonel was converted, so maybe a little bit of a break for Mr. Yo. I think it's time for Yo to shift his focus maybe over to the other side, but then he's going to have to worry about those raids coming in that you were mentioning before.
I think Yo's really struggling right now. Like, he didn't expect the light cav move, or maybe he didn't think it was going to work because the, going pikeman could die to Conquistador. But Hera is just all over him, right? And going light cav of your own? I don't know if that's it. I think you first need to stabilize, need to get into Halb. Burmese do have Hussar, as do the Spanish, but Hera's already got so many upgrades in on these, and Hera's Hussar upgrade kicks in now. How many times have we seen Hera in this position, Dave? He rarely loses these games.
Yeah, rarely. Even against a late-game master like Mr. Yo, it's going to find it super, super tough. Final armor upgrade on the way for the Hussar. Hera is going to be streaming into Yo's base. Yo will need to make sure everything is locked down. He still can't safely access that gold over there, and Hera's got a castle defending both of his sides, but Yo is building up now in the northern part of the map. He's only got 2 light cav on the field. Hera's got 12, and he's producing from 7 stables.
Yeah, this is where Hera just makes sure he's got defensive castles all throughout his eco, and he is going to pick you apart. This is the perfect spot to be in, and he's not even up against Halb. Right? Like, the villagers should be dropping right now. You see Hera move in with 7 units. Yo's just struggled to get army numbers here. It's like any army he has made, unfortunately, has just died so quickly.
That's a crazy Civ pick from Hera, though. To go for Spanish in this situation, and then to make it work. And the GG is coming in. Hera, he seems unstoppable right now. Surely no one here can stop him as he takes the NAC 5 championship.
Yeah, it was an incredible series. I think Hera really kicked it into high gear right at Game 3, Game 4. But, Yo brought it to him every single time. There was no question on the performance level of Hera's opponent here today. Yo deserves a lot of respect. I'm sure he would love to win. But, I mean, if you're going to lose, you want to bring games like that. And the game will absolutely